Rated R, this is a warning, you better avoid. Poets are paranoid, DJs destroy. Guess I came back.
That's a G53 and I swear that bitch go bang. Every time your shit come out, she cutting it up. It's only one of me, you cannot touch my brain. You just can't. I'm with all my guys, these bitches ain't in our lane. Man, I'm a high school dropout, now I'm breaking the bank. Only hit your home one time, I love some name. Gang, we got sticks in this bitch, we ain't sliding in no mistake. We ain't in a double R truck, got a big ass tank. How you find yourself trying to come up off my thing? And I never do that shit to you cause it's lame. Yeah, dude, you just got locked up, man, free boy out of the chain. And I love that nigga that day, he'll catch me a break. Nigga bitch cheating on you, tell my bitch better not do that shit, I'ma lose my shit. My nigga got a stick, I ain't even gotta say he gon' do that shit. He gon' shoot that bitch, big ass FM, but it's there, go through all that shit. Got a lot of shit, I've been through but it's like 10 times, I don't do all that shit. And it's crazy how a nigga came up cause I called it. Big lock on my side, take precautions. Filling my cup up with mud cause I'm ballin'. It's so crazy how I made it, I caught it. Remember when I couldn't get up in college? I'ma still hear this house, meaning much got mine. Pray to look up every night, I'm so righteous. Running from demons, I'm so tired of fighting. She must be off for something cause she wildin'. If my brother needed, he know he got it. On the hood, by speed and running the mile. Got the G53 and I swear that bitch go bang. Every time your shit come out, she cutting it off. It's only one of me, you cannot touch my brain. You just can't. I'm with all my guys, these bitches ain't been.
Man, oh man, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls across the world, it's your boy Mookie Jones from Rated R Sports Debates. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls across the world, the Rated R Isolation Wars, ladies and gentlemen. I put this tournament together because I want to see where his people's debating skills and their basketball knowledge is at. And since we've been producing this, ladies and gentlemen, since July, right? We have been seeing some great battles. We have seen people get cooked. We have seen people get destroyed. And we have seen people ducked out of debate, ladies and gentlemen, right? But we have seen people have literally climbed the rankings and got to the finals, ladies and gentlemen, right? And climbed to the mountaintop. You hear me? To get to the finals and where they at. And there's one guy that ducked the whole debate. He made it to the finals, but when it's time to get in the finals, he was a complete no-show, right? So we did the All-Out Wars. Shout out to the All-Out Wars debate. Everybody loved it. Great feedback. But now it's time to end the Rated R Isolation Wars tournament with the finals. King J versus Herm. But make sure y'all smash the like button. Shout out to the people that's tuning in and watching. But we got to add the judges. The first judge to the stage. Because they need to control this debate. I got Eric Swear. Eric swears what the business is.
Not much, Moog. At work right now, but helping you guys out whenever I can.
Another one, last but not least, that is a judge. P5. P5.
What's good, man? What's up, man? What's up?
By the way, P5, congrats on the job.
Oh, yeah. Appreciate you, bro. Appreciate you. Everyone's favorite judge, clearly. So can't wait. I can't wait.
Now, are you ready? Chat. Are you ready to introduce the competitors? First to the stage, the guy that lost the Rated R Isolation Wars tournament, but he went to the All-Out Wars and dominated. 4 straight wins, beating Mr. Boz, beating Dre Jones, beating plenty of guys, and winning the all-out wars himself. Herman.
Salute, my nigga, man. Salute, man. Hey, me and King J gonna give y'all a good battle, man. Hey, we got some very good topics, bro. We gonna bring y'all the energy. We gonna give y'all what y'all been waiting for. Hey, man, it's gonna be a great debate, man. Great topics that Mook came up with, man. So, man, y'all be ready, man. This gonna be a good one.
I got that Justin Herbert profile picture, Mookie.
Right. Second to the stage. He has been dominating the Isolation Wars tournament. He has beaten guys like Mr. Mons. He's beaten Big Ox. He almost lost to Big Ox, right? He's beaten the Mill. He has ran through the tournament, ladies and gentlemen. Right? King J. What
yes,
the
sir.
Is?
What's good,
Mookie?
Mookie?
Is, man.
Let's get it going, man. I'm ready.
We about to get into this, man. We about to get into this. It's no smoke. It's no friends. 5 minutes each topic. We going to war, ladies and gentlemen. Make sure y'all smash the like button, bro. We about to get into this right motherfucking now, man. So first topic, ladies and gentlemen, right? Let me get these polls right. We about to get it too, man. We about to get it right, man. The first topic, ladies and gentlemen, right? Who's the best defensive team of all time? Herm, who did you pick?
I got the 2003-2004 San Antonio Spurs.
Okay. King J, who did you pick?
I picked the 03. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Yeah, okay. I got the 03-04 Pistons from that same season.
Okay. So we about to set up a timer and we about to get into this, ladies and gentlemen, right? But y'all ready? Mm-hmm. The 5 minutes start right now. Who's the best defensive team of all time? Go ahead.
It's the Pistons. After the trade for Rasheed, for perspective, after the trade for Rasheed, the Pistons allowed 79 points a game after they traded for Rasheed. They had a defensive rating of 88, right, which was number 1 in the league. The next closest was the Spurs with a 96 defensive rating. That's an 8-point difference. For perspective, the 8-point difference is the difference between the 3rd-ranked defense that season and the 23rd. So basically, they're lapping the entire league on defense. On top of that, they have Ben Wallace, who was in the midst of a historic defensive run, winning 4 Defensive Player of the Years in 5 years. On top of that, they had the best defensive rating in the entire playoffs. They shut down the Lakers, a prime Kobe Bryant, the same team that Spurs lost to. They held them down even more. And on top of that, the Detroit Pistons have historic, all-time great defensive records. They have the lowest. They allowed the least amount of points in playoff history. In NBA, least amount of points. They won 5 straight games, allowing under 70 points a game in the regular season. They held teams to below 40% shooting in half of their playoff games. They allowed less than 90 points in almost every playoff game that they had. To me, they had the shutdown defender Tyshawn Prince. They had Lindsey Hunter off the bench. They had Larry Brown, who is a historic defensive coach. So on top of that, statistically, the Spurs can't compare with the Pistons. Pistons are the greatest defensive team of all time, especially after Rasheed Wallace.
To be all fair, I think to be all fair, the San Antonio Spurs been the best. Has the best defense since the post merger. They only allowed 100 points 7 games the whole season, including the playoffs. Of course, you got your all-time defensive selections with Bruce Bowen and Tim Duncan. And they was in the top 10 in each of the 4 defensive factors categories for turnover percentage, free throws per field goals attempt, effective field goal percentage, and defensive rebounding percentage. That was in the top 10 in each of those categories. And the defensive rating actually that year came to 0.1. It's actually been the best defense since the post-merger, slightly over that Boston Celtics defense 2007. Spurs, when they had Raja Starovich and Hedo Turkoglu, they was very long defenders, and you had a pesky defender in Manu Ginobili, which he was a very pesky defender. Then you had Tony Parker in his 3rd year, which was a solid defender at the point guard position as well. The Spurs covered a lot of ground. You had the best rim protector in the league at the time of Tim Duncan. Bruce Bowen, one of the best perimeter defenders in the league overall, period. That Spurs defense in 2003-2004 It's the best defense probably since the post merger. And also, when you look at the all-time defensive teams, and you can check out the Bleacher Reports, you can check out the overall census around any basketball aficionado. Outside of the 60s Celtics and the 52 Lakers, the Spurs is ranked number 6 all time and for the best defensive teams of all time. So when you look at it, King J,
That's
look at
misleading.
everybody. It's not
That's
misleading
misleading, because the Pistons got Rasheed Wallace mid-season. Once they got Rasheed Wallace, they was the greatest defense of all time statistically, and it's not even close. They allowed the least amount of points in the paint. They allowed 28 points in the paint after they traded for Rasheed Wallace. That's how dominant they were in the paint with their side. Rasheed Wallace was a great defender. Ben Wallace was one of the greatest defenders of all time. He won 4 Defensive Player of the Year. Tim Duncan ain't winning no Defensive Player of the Year. Ben Wallace hold the record for most Defensive Player of the Years. He did that in 5 years.
Beat the Lakers.
Come on, man. What you talking about, Herm?
Now the Pistons beat the Lakers in 2004 season, and the Spurs actually won that championship with the defense that I'm talking about when they had the 94.
No, you didn't. They lost to the Lakers in 03-04. What you mean?
No, they didn't. The Spurs.
Yeah, they did, bro. 03-04. They lost to the Lakers in the second round. Herm, you got your years wrong, man.
You mixing up your years because you said the defense rate was at 96, and I'm telling you now, if anybody can fact check this right now. The
96.
2004 Spurs, if you look it up right now, they had a defensive rate of 94.1. If I'm wrong, I lose.
No. What I said was the Pistons held the Lakers that same season.
They won the championship, King J.
No, but you talking about the year after. That was 03-04. That's the season you picked. And that season, the Pistons won the title, right? In 04. They lost to the Lakers in the second round. The Pistons actually defended the Spurs way better than the Spurs did. They shut down a prime Kobe Bryant on top of that. And the league had to change the rules. Mark Cuban had to go to the NBA office. They were so dominant, he went to the NBA office to try and change the rule. They went there to change the rules to stop the Pistons from being so dominant. Right? That's why they got rid of hand check, because the Pistons.
If it wasn't for the Matters and the Palace, the Indiana Pacers actually had the best defense. It's just the Matters and the Palace basically tore down the Indiana Pacers that whole season. They was the best defensive team in the NBA. And in all actuality, you could argue that the Indiana Pacers were actually a better defense than the Pacers.
Oh yeah, but we talk about the Spurs and the Pistons.
We know the Spurs. We know the Spurs straight up got one of the best defenses of all time. You can look it up. It's a fact check on all this. They had a 94.1 defensive rating. They had the best. This team right here that has the best defense since the post merger. They slightly edged the 07-08 Celtics. They only allowed 7 games of 100 points in the playoffs and the regular season combined. King J, no team is doing that. No team has ever done that. Then for those categories I named, they are top 4 in those defensive categories. That is very important. Rebounding is very important. Turnover percentage is very important. Free throws per field goal attempt is very important. When you in the top 10
field goals per free throw attempt. What kind of stat is that?
No, the fact is, if you understand what that is, if you understand what free throws per field goal attempt means, that means that they allowed most of the field goal attempts, they don't foul. That means the Spurs do not foul. So for them being the top 10 in that,
but they weren't as physical. They wasn't as physical or disruptive.
Yes, they were.
As the Pistons. No, they weren't. No, they weren't. That's why the league had to change the rules. That's why head checker had to get taken out the game, huh?
Rajon Nestabich was a very physical player. Hedo Turkoglu was a 6'10" wing that was very athletic.
Hedo Turkoglu.
Not at the time.
Come on, man. You talk about Chauncey Billups, Lizzie Hunter, Ben Wallace.
You got to watch that team. You got to watch that team to understand. Tony Parker was a very young player that was solid at the point guard position. He
wasn't better than Billups. You ain't no Chauncey Billups, man.
And Manu Ginobili always been underrated as a defender.
You're not using the right year,
He's always been a good defender. He always been pesky. He always made big plays defensively. And Tim Duncan, especially he was still in his prime. He was the best defensive player in the goddamn league.
That was debatable
at that time.
No, that was debatable with Ben Wallace. And on top of that, the Pistons hold so many records. They only after they traded for Rasheed, right? They allowed less than 75 points a game in half their games.
But
That's how that's how dominant they were. They hold way too many records. Hold on. They allowed. Hold on.
Why
They
you
allowed.
got Tim Duncan over Kobe Bryant all the time? Then if he wasn't the
All
best
right. See, now
defender
you're
in
trying
his
to
prime.
pivot to Tim Duncan and
I'm
Kobe Bryant. We're not doing that. I'm talking
Tim
about.
Duncan was
about prime. We
the
talk about
most
prime in
dominant player in
one
the
seed.
game.
You're trying to pivot.
Time, chat. This debate it was really good starting off then, but it's time to go to judges. I need the judges, ladies and gentlemen. I need the judges to write down who they got winning the first topic. Here swears. Keep in mind who y'all got winning the first topic as well.
I just had to confirm something real quick. This has nothing to do with who I'm voting for, but
yeah. Confirm.
You had the 03-04 Pistons, correct?
Yeah.
And Herm, you had the 03-04 Spurs, right? The same season.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I just had to confirm that real quick because there was some confusion with the years. I just had to confirm that real quick.
Okay. Yep. So we got the first topic. I need people in the chat. I'm gonna look at and see who's winning in the chat. But we're gonna get ready and go for the second topic as well. But judges, keep in mind the judges' vote does outweigh the chat vote as well. Right, so judges, keep in mind who won the first round. Eric Swears, keep in mind who won the first round, and I think I picked my winner who won the first one too as well. Now let's talk about topic two. Right, let's talk about topic two. Wait till we get some. I need. Come on, chat. Let's get these votes up. Get these votes up, chat, so we can move on. Let's get these votes up, chat, so we can move on. Real talk. Come on, let's get these votes up, bro. I don't want to, get these votes up, man. Real talk. Get these votes up, man. Real talk, man. Get these votes up so we can get some good votes. See, we got got our winner. Okay. All right, so let's go to the second topic, ladies and gentlemen. Right, the second topic, right? Let me get these second topics right. The second topic, ladies and gentlemen, who's a better defender, Draymond Green or Kobe Bean Bryant, ladies and gentlemen?
Kobe Bean Bryant.
Hold on.
You said
hold on, Herm, who do you got?
I got Kobe Bryant, of course.
Okay. KJ, who you got?
I got Draymond Green. Okay.
Now, we about to start this topic. This is just a regular freestyle. See who y'all got, man, and let me go ahead and get this clock in. Hey, go ahead and start, man. The 5 minutes start now. Go ahead.
You go ahead, Herm.
Let's get it. Man, Kobe Bryant is a far better defender than Draymond Green. Don't get me wrong. Draymond Green has been a great defender ever since 2013, basically for the Golden State Warriors, and they basically got a dynasty going on over there. Let's not get that twisted. We know he's very valuable to what Golden State does best, but when we talking about defender-wise, see, a lot of guys like to say certain guys are better because of Defensive Player of the Year awards. You can't account that when it comes to this debate right here. Kobe Bryant has made 12 defensive teams and made 9 defensive first teams, tied for the most of all time, alongside one of the better defenders in that era as well, Tim Duncan. Kobe Bryant is a better man-to-man defender. He was holding guys 94 feet. I seen videos, and you guys can fact check this. He was holding Dwayne Wade 94 feet, and Dwayne Wade was struggling to even make a move on Kobe Bryant, and D. Wade ended up getting shot clock violation because Kobe Bryant was one of those defenders, one of those tenacious defenders that took on this matchup, and took on the other all-time great talent that he played across the sideline against it. Then think about it. When him making all those defensive teams and all those defensive first teams, think about the defenders that was in that era. You had guys like Shane Battier, Bruce Bowen, Tony Allen. You had guys in that ilk, Ron Artest. You had guys in Tayshaun Prince. You had guys in that ilk that he was going up against and competing against to try to get those spots on the defensive teams for guys that could guard the wing and guys that was guard the best perimeter players day in and day out. You had guys like Jason Kidd as well. You had guys like that, even Gary Payton for the early years in the 2000s. Kobe Bryant was still making defensive first teams over those type of guys that he had to go up against. So we got to keep that in perspective. Draymond Green really doesn't have to compete against guys at his position as far as making
Oh,
defensive.
now you cap it. Now you cap it hard as fuck now, nigga.
But go ahead.
Kawhi, he got Giannis. You got to compete with that. You got to compete with Anthony Davis. What you mean? What you mean?
Kawhi's not a power forward.
No, it doesn't go by power forward. It goes by 4. You get 2 forwards on the team. It don't go position by position. And on top of that, Kobe Bryant, his own coach Phil Jackson in 2004 said Kobe Bryant, despite making the all-defensive team, didn't deserve to be on there because he was constantly compromising defense by gambling, and his defense had faltered. Now it's in his prime in 2004, and he kept making first teams up until 2011, even when he had a big offensive load. So that shows you how overrated it is and how misleading all defensive team is. On top of that, Kobe Bryant was never a catalyst for an elite defense year after year after year like Draymond Green was. He was a leader. He was the anchor of that defense. He was the leader of that defense, right? He could guard 1 through 5. He was an elite rim protector. Team shot 8% worse at the rim when Draymond Green was protecting the rim. He shot 12% worse in the playoffs against him. When Draymond Green was on the court, the Warriors were 6 points better defensively from 2015 to 2022, 2023. Whereas Kobe Bryant, the team was neutral. You know why? Because he gambled too. Even though he was aggressive, he was over-aggressive. He fouled a lot. He went for a lot of fakes. A lot of players just blow by him. He had to get taken off of Allen Iverson in the finals, right? Had to get taken off of Ray Allen in the finals because off the ball he was weak. He was great on the ball, but off the ball he was prone to lapses. He was prone to backdoors. He wasn't a great help defender like Draymond Green. Draymond Green does more things defensively better than Kobe Bryant. He could guard one-on-one. He held Jason Tatum and Jaylen Brown to 25% shooting when he guarded them in the finals. And those were the 2 team stars. On top of that, those dudes shot 13% worse with him on the court, which shows his impact. Not to mention all the intangible stuff, right, that most people don't see. You don't see Draymond Green calling out switches. You don't see Draymond Green scramming dudes out, having to protect dudes like Stephen Curry, right? Having to protect dudes, even Kevin Durant. And nobody said Kevin Durant was a good defender until he went to Golden State because he had a leader in Draymond Green that knew how to utilize him and put him in position to be successful. That's why he hasn't been the same defensively before or after Draymond Green. Whereas year after year, the Warriors were number 1 in defense 2015, top 5 in 2016, number 2 in 2017. Then after that, they faltered in the regular season. He left.
Pause the time.
Where you at, bro?
I'm pause the time to get Herm back in.
What happened, Herm?
I don't know. You just fell out. What the fuck?
Yeah, I want to give a chance to counter. I don't want to.
Yeah, we're gonna pause it.
0.
I don't know what happened to Herm. This man Herm just fell out, bro. God damn. We're gonna give him some time to come back, but god
maybe
damn.
That's just internet. Maybe it's some internet
problem. Yeah, maybe his phone died or so.
Yeah.
He said KJ bought 2 Uber Eats tonight because of her bad takes. Her didn't white fight. Yo, I gotta chill out, bro.
He made some decent points for Kobe. I mean, like it's not like he was getting blown out in that.
Yeah. But I'm just waiting for Herm. Like, what the fuck is Herm doing, bro? Come on, Herm.
His phone died or some internet happened. It's nothing like white flag.
All right. You back, Herm?
He's back.
Man, I apologize, y'all. Man, I apologize for that. Man.
All right. Let's go. Let's keep on going. Go ahead.
First of all, King J, you want to bring up what Draymond Green brought to the table. For those years that you're talking about, he had a great interior defender, Andrew Bogut. Had guys like Andre Iguodala basically had to save the day to come off the bench to contain LeBron James and make LeBron James work because Draymond Green couldn't do it. So at the end of the day, he's a great team. It's the difference between being a great team defender and a great defender. Kobe is a lockdown defender. Draymond Green is just a better team defender, and it's proven.
That's why he better.
No, it doesn't make
So hold the Jaylen Brown and Jason Tatum 25% shooting. They ain't a great man defender.
I seen Kobe Bryant literally lockdown guys in playoff series like Jalen Rose couldn't do shit for the Indiana Pacers.
Jalen Rose?
Yes, but Jalen Rose was the guy that was cooking that whole playoff run.
Come on, you dragging it. I said Jalen Brown, Jason Tatum. You talking about Jalen Rose.
And he locked up Reggie Miller. He made key stops on Reggie Miller as well in the finals. Then the King series, he slowed down guys like Mike Bibby that was cooking. Guys like
he ain't no star.
That was cooking.
No, those dudes are stars, man.
The Spurs, he locked up Tony Parker for a series. Who
when?
He's
When?
a great team defender
When?
that was surrounded by other great defenders like an Andre Iguodala, like a goddamn Andrew Bogut. Then you got other guys coming
For
up
2
there.
years. For 2
David
years.
West was a solid defender. Kevin Durant was solid. He could play solid defense when he
But was he good?
Klay Thompson was known as a good defender, especially on ball defender, because Klay Thompson was holding the best player year in and year out. While you talking about Draymond Green sitting up there being the
Man,
best.
there's more than defense to guarding the best player,
Klay
Herm.
Thompson was just as instrumental.
That's why Draymond impact is greater. That's why the numbers show it.
Draymond Green actually gets too much credit for that Golden State Warriors.
Oh, that's cap. That's cap. You want me to prove it to you? Yeah, I'll tell you this. In 2022, right? Hold on. Before he got hurt, the Warriors were on pace for a historic defense in 2022, and when he got hurt, they fell all the way to number 9. They went down 8 spots defensively without him. You capped it real hard for that, Herm. You're not bringing no facts with his impact. Go ahead.
He comes from a fucked up place when he judged Kobe Bryant, because that's the closest thing to Michael Jordan. So you can't take Phil Jackson all the way serious. Phil Jackson's the same guy trying to get goddamn Jeff Hornacek to run a damn triangle with the New York Knicks. How the hell you?
Don't nobody give a shit about him as a GM, man.
And he says dumb. He do dumb shit all the time.
Go, you capped it hard. You capped it hard as fuck, Herm. He had Bogut for 2 years. They were still lead defense even after him.
Gets too much credit for the Golden State Warriors' success, and you could easily give Klay Thompson just as much credit, because has Golden State?
Fuck no, hell no, hell no. They was top 5 in the league without Klay Thompson.
Without Klay Thompson, nigga.
They were top 5 in 2021. They had the best defense. All right, Herm. I'm addressing Herm. They were top 5 in 2021 without Klay Thompson. They were the best defense in the league when Klay Thompson was hurt in 2022.
30 games?
What do you mean 30 games, man? It was 70 games. 72 game season. They were top 5. They were number 5. And the only reason they weren't even the top 3 was because James Wiseman was starting, and he was a huge defensive liability that held them back. Once they got rid of his ass and put Kevon Looney, they were elite, one of the best defenses in the league. And Klay Thompson got hurt. He didn't come back until January the next season, and they were on pace for a historic defense. And Andre Iguodala wasn't on that. He wasn't barely playing. So you talk about what he had stacked defenders in 2022. It was just Andrew Wiggins, and that was it. Klay Thompson wasn't the same defensively. Andre Iguodala wasn't the same player. They didn't have Kevin Durant. It was pretty much Andrew Wiggins. That was it, and they were on pace for a historic defense. But guess what? But guess what? When he got hurt, they fell down all the way to 10th, and they was on pace for having the top 5 defense relative to the league that season. You're not bringing up no facts about Kobe Bryant. Yeah, he was a great man defender when he wanted to be, but he was lazy. His effort wasn't there all the time.
King, I'm gonna ask you a simple question, because your premise on Kobe Bryant is because Phil Jackson said he gambles too much. So
that ain't the premise.
I'm gonna ask you this simple question, King J. What all-time great defender does it gamble? Can you name an all-time great defender that doesn't gamble on defense?
All-time great defender? Draymond don't gamble. He's way more KG, Tim Duncan. You want to talk about perimeter? Scottie Pippen. Hold on. First of all, you could gamble, but it depends how much you gamble.
Everybody gambles.
Yeah, it depends how much you gamble, Herm. If you gambling over and over and over, that's not good. Russell Westbrook was a gambler. He got a lot of steals as well. The difference is you have to keep it within reason. You can't keep gambling over and over and force the defense to constantly have to cover for your weaknesses and your mistakes on defense. And on top of that, once he took on a big offensive load, his effort wasn't there all the time. He would pick it up, like, depending on the matchup. Maybe if there was like a game. But on top of that, Manu Ginobili used to give that nigga work, man. Talk about he used to shut down Tony Parker, man. Manu Ginobili gave him work. Steve Nash, he had trouble chasing around Steve Nash, man. What you talking about? Iverson, Ray Allen. Ray Allen wasn't even in his prime no more. He became a third option. He was struggling with that. He had to take him off because he can't chase him around no screens.
I'm gonna say something simple and plain. The difference between them two, King J. End of the day, Kobe Bryant not only was elite defensive, but he had to carry the offensive load to be the best player on his team. It still was holding the best player from the opposite team.
That's cap.
That's cap. That's the number one guy.
That's cap. He had a reason in our test.
So when you sit around here,
he had a reason in our test. You kept it real hard, Herm.
You still got to hold the other team's best player, man. And that's commendable by itself. Why I think Kawhi Leonard gets credit that he got for his Toronto Raptors success as far as his
Bro, hey, bro, he ain't no fucking Kawhi Leonard, man. Don't compare that nigga Kawhi Leonard, bro. Stop that shit, man.
It's true.
Gosh, stop that bullshit. You reach your hard trying to compare him to Kawhi Leonard. Kawhi Leonard was way better on defense. And on top of that, Kobe Bryant also had Artest, right? He had Ariza. And he also had Andrew Bynum was a great rim protector. Andrew Bynum was a great rim protector as well. Pau Gasol was 7 feet. They had one of the better defensive front courts because of their shot blocking in the paint as well. You don't bring that up. How many times the Lakers have an elite defense?
They was a top 10 year in.
Because his impact ain't there. That's why Herm. He ain't the communicator that Draymond is. He's not as versatile. He ain't even the same ballpark in terms of help defense because he's only 6'6". Draymond Green has one of the highest defensive IQs in history. He's the back line. He's the anchor. Come on, man. That's why without him, they fell all the way from an all-time great defense to just a good defense. That was it.
Time, ladies and gentlemen. Topic 2 is the end of the conclusion of topic 2, ladies and gentlemen. The poll has been ended. The chat got their winner for topic 2, ladies and gentlemen. Now it's time to move on for topic 3. Judges, make sure y'all got right now who's y'all winner for topic 2. The chat got the winner. But it's time for topic 3. Topic 3, ladies and gentlemen, right? Let me get topic 3. Topic 3. Who's better, Jason Kidd or Steve Nash? Your 5 minutes get to start right now.
I picked Jason Kidd.
Yeah, I picked Steve Nash. Steve Nash offensively was on a different level. Jason Kidd, he got 0 seasons shooting above 45% from his career. Steve Nash has 4 seasons shooting 50, 40, 90. He was a way better shooter than Jason Kidd. Jason Kidd, as a scorer, was a huge liability. He was a great defender. He was a great passer. But offensively, he's not in the same ballpark. Steve Nash went to the Suns. They lost 50 games. He went there, immediately won 60 games, had the best record in the league. On top of that, the next season, he loses the next 2 scorers, Joe Johnson and Amari Stoudemire. Guess what? They still won 54 games, and they still win the first, make it to the second round. And on top of that, Amari Stoudemire without Steve Nash had an 8% dip in efficiency as well as Steve Nash completely revolutionized the point guard position and offense, the way he paces space, the way he can run the floor, his shooting, his ability to create for his teammates. Steve Nash offensively is way better than Jason Kidd. Jason Kidd was a great defender, but Steve Nash also had way better competition. Jason Kidd, he had to go against, and when he went to the finals, he went against one 50-win team. That was it, one 50-win team. And on top of that, Steve Nash in 2006, his first season there, that Western Conference had 6 50-win teams alone in one season, completely destroying Jason Kidd's competition. Steve Nash is a much better player than Jason Kidd.
Well, King J doesn't really know his history on Jason Kidd. First of all, they both came in around the same time. They was constantly getting traded for each other year in and year out. Jason Kidd made a total of 10 All-Stars, Steve Nash 8. Jason Kidd made 5 first NBA teams, Steve Nash 3. Jason Kidd made 4 defensive force first teams, Steve Nash none. Jason Kidd made 9 defensive teams, Steve Nash none. Only thing Steve Nash got over him is he got 2 regular season MVPs. But when it comes to being a great point guard in the general, Jason Kidd is by far the better overall player. Yes, he cannot shoot on the level of Steve Nash. He never been a 50-40-90.
Can't finish either.
He never been a 50-40-90 guy. We understand that. But Jason Kidd, when he branched to his team, Jason Kidd led the New Jersey Nets team with goddamn Kenyon Martin, Kerry Kittles, Keith Van Horn.
Who they play, Herm?
To the NBA Finals.
Who they play?
Straight through the Eastern Conference. It doesn't matter, King J.
What you mean it don't matter who they play, man?
If you look at that roster, King J, nobody would ever think that team would make it to the NBA.
Yeah, Finals. In that Eastern Conference they would.
As horrific as Jason Kidd was shooting from the field, King J, they still made it to the NBA Finals as Jason Kidd being the best player on
because
the team.
He ain't playing nobody, Herm. Who the fuck he play? He played one 50-win team. One 50-win team, and they won straight up 50 games.
He did it in the era when he had teams like the Detroit Pistons. That was a great defensive team.
That's why he was a brick machine, man.
That you mentioned earlier, around 2002, 2003, and then 2001, 2002. You had to realize nobody ever thought they was going to get past Philly or get past the Milwaukee Bucks. the somewhat big three they had, and Glenn Robinson, Ray Allen, and Tim Thomas, and those boys.
None of the teams were 50-win teams, man.
No, they was not equally.
Compare that shit to the Spurs, the Mavericks, the Lakers. He had to deal with Kobe and Shaq Lakers. He had to deal with Dirk's Mavericks. Come on, bro. Jason Kidd not playing competition like that, man.
Bring up the premise of
Allen Iverson. Okay, you know why it's not that impressive for her? Because Allen Iverson.
The New Jersey Nets do not have the talent, and Jason Kidd still got into the NBA Finals.
Because the competition was shitty, Herb. Allen Iverson went there as a one-man, made it to the finals too. The year before. What you mean? All right, you want to know how weak it was, Herm? You want to know how weak it was? Allen Iverson had no other good offensive player, and he made the NBA Finals, Herm. That's how weak it was. Reggie Miller made it in 2000. The Pacers made it in 2000. Sixers, he was the only star. They made it to the Finals. 2003, come on, bro. Not one top 75 player on the 04 Pistons. They made the Finals. What you talking about, Herm? You capping, Herm? Steve Nash had to play way better competition, Herm.
Dallas Mavericks defeated the Miami Heat, and Jason Kidd was very instrumental.
Oh, he was a role player. He was the fourth best player on the team, man. You kept it real hard. You talk about, come on, bro. Get that shit out of here, man.
Steve Nash never led.
Well, he was a role player and shit 2 years from retirement, man.
Jason Kidd is by far a better leader. He's just a better
you capping now.
He's a better overall point guard. And Jason Kidd, I'd rather have Jason Kidd lead my team than Steve Nash. Fuck the 50, 40, 90. Fuck that he's a better shooter. Better shooter doesn't always.
He just a better player. He a better finisher. He a better mid-range shooter. He's a better three-point shooter. He's a better free throw shooter. He wasn't the offensive liability as a scorer that Jason Kidd was. Jason Kidd didn't have the scoring gravity that Steve Nash was. Come on, man. We saw the impact. As soon as he went to the Suns, they lost 50 games. They lost 50 games, Herm. They immediately become a 60-win team with Steve Nash. And they had Stephon Marbury as well. Come on, bro. He replaced Stephon Marbury all of a sudden to become a title contender. Come on, man. Jason Kidd ain't making no fucking finals in the West, nigga. Was Tim Duncan. They ain't beating the Spurs. They're not beating the Mavericks. Not beating the Lakers, man. Stop it, Herm. Weak ass competition. Steve Nash. Where's Jason Kidd MVPs, Herm? Steve Nash didn't win one. He won 2, Herm, over Kobe Bryant in his prime, nigga. That's how dominant he was. He won MVPs over Kobe Bryant, Herm. Where's Jason Kidd's MVPs? He played in the weak ass East. He still couldn't win no MVPs, Herm.
And he didn't go against a great Tim Duncan. Jason Kidd, New Jersey team probably would win 2 straight finals if he didn't go against those 2 great teams.
He wouldn't even make the finals. He played in the fucking West with that. Tried to shitty ass East, man. Come on, bro. He played 150-win team in both those runs, man. You kept it hard as shit. Herm, you just Herm, you're not putting no context behind it. Where's the competition at, Herm?
Jason Kidd because he couldn't shoot. You basically your premise on
he wasn't a better finisher than Steve Nash. He wasn't a better mid-range shooter than Steve Nash. He was a better three-point shooter. Come on, bro. You reached your Herm. He could have been the defense the way Steve Nash could.
You cannot sleep on the defense. You cannot ignore the fact that Steve Nash was a goddamn liability defensively, which led to other teams having great success against the Phoenix Suns.
That ain't why.
Phoenix Suns was one of the best teams ever of all time to not win the championship due to the fact he was passive.
That is not the reason. The reason why is because the team's defense. They playing Amari Stoudemire at the center. Why you playing Tim Duncan? Because he's the point guard. Point guards that liabilities on defense. They don't have the same impact. They're not the same negative as other positions on the floor. There are plenty of great point guards. Stephen Curry was on times of liability on defense, man, and they were still able to put the pieces around them defensively to cover for him. Whereas the Phoenix Suns never did that. Come on, Herb. Put it in context. Even then, you playing against dynasties year after year. You played against.
What the Suns do when he got hurt?
Come on, man. How many teams Steve Nash lost to that end up making the finals and win the chip?
To the NBA finals, and you don't want to give him no credit because he just couldn't shoot on the level of Steve Nash. You out your damn mind. Nobody picked the New Jersey Nets to even advance as far as they did, to go to the NBA finals 2 straight years like they did, and he should get credit for that. And those
runs, you do get credit. You're not better than Nash
because you want to break up the tough conferences. Cool, but end of the day, the New Jersey Nets with that talent that they had, they should not even advance. They should not even get past.
Well, they only got there because the competition was that shitty. That's how bad it was. You're not making no West. You think he beating the Mavs? You think he beating the Spurs? As far as I'm concerned,
go ahead. Nash couldn't lead teams to the finals. Jason Kidd did it twice, and
Because
then
of competition.
he won the NBA Finals as a
Guess
role
what?
player.
Guess what happened in the finals when he made it, Herm? That's all the proof you need.
Guess what? Steve Nash ain't never sniffed not one finals. He ain't sniffed the finals.
Yeah. All right. So Herm, what happened when Jason Kidd went to the finals and actually played a team from the Western Conference?
I mean, but he
got swept, and then he lost to Tim Duncan with no other star. That's how stacked it was, man. He lost to arguably the worst Spurs team to win a title in 2003. Tim Duncan had no.
He had Kobe. The guys that dominated the whole goddamn 2010. Those three guys won all the goddamn rings. What the hell you talking about?
Yeah, and Steve Nash had to play against them in the Western Conference, Herm, nigga. That's how stacked the West is. Steve Nash had to play those. He can't make the finals when you play those teams in the first and second round.
He had Tom McCullough holding Kenya Martin 6'8" trying to hold Shea. How the fuck they go?
Nigga, it don't matter. That's how bad the East was. They can still make it to the finals with that shit. Come on, Herm.
East work out of Tom McCullough.
Woo! Man, this is a fire topic 3, man. This is my favorite topic, man. Out of the whole finals, man. Hey, Chad, this right here is fire, man. Make sure y'all smash the goddamn like button. Get these likes up, chat. What are we doing? And go vote on the poll, man. Hit the like button and go vote on the poll, man. Real talk, man. Come on, man.
That was great.
But I'm gonna end the poll. I want everybody to get the chat up. I don't want people complaining to me I didn't vote yet. Get ready to vote. And we about to go for topic 4, ladies and gentlemen. But wait to get a break for that. Judges, make sure y'all vote who won topic 3.
That's tough.
Eric Swears, I hope you voted because I haven't heard a word from you. You know what I'm saying?
I'm listening. Don't worry, and I'm writing it down.
All right, gang. You know it. All right, so yeah, that was very, very close. All right, I'm in the poll, and we're gonna get ready and get what topic 4. We got 2 more topics, ladies and gentlemen. Right, 2 more topics and then we're gonna get our overall who's gonna be the winner. Topic 4. Who had the better playoff run? 2011 Dirk or 2019 Kawhi Leonard? Herm, who do you got?
I got Dirk 2011 playoff run.
Hey, King J, who do you got?
I got Kawhi 2019. Go ahead, Herm.
I'm gonna bring up something that King J was trying to sell to you guys about when it comes to comparing Steve Nash and J Kidd. Look at the competition that Dirk Nowitzki had to go through in the Western Conference and make it to where he got to. Played against all-time great players and all-time great teams. He swept the defending champs in the Los Angeles Lakers, Kobe Bean Bryant. He beat LeBron James and he beat Kevin Durant. He actually went through 6 of the NBA's top 75 players, and he went 12-3 in that whole playoff run against them. Dirk Nowitzki misses the second best player in Caron Butler for that basically the whole season and the whole playoffs, basically. But nobody chose the Dallas Mavericks to come out that Western Conference, and the fact that Dirk Nowitzki was very efficient from the field. Well, he was kind of average in the finals, but it was 2 great teams going against one another. And the Dallas Mavericks caused a lot of confusion for the Miami Heat team. But outside of that, Dirk's run is more impressive because of the level of competition in which that you was alluded to for J Kidd and Steve Nash, King J. This actually could be the time that you actually need to use at the level of competition. Yes, Kawhi Leonard did what he did for us, bringing it to Toronto, bringing Canada the only championship ever in the NBA, basically the home of basketball, whatever basketball started. But outside of that, he didn't face any all-time great teams. Philadelphia, mediocre, and B to this day ever got past the second round. You got guys like the Boston Celtics. They were babies. They was too young at the time. They didn't really understand how good they was. And then you got to look at the fact. When Kawhi Leonard went against the Milwaukee Bucks. This was an Eric Bledsoe led Bucks team as a point guard. Yeah, Eric Bledsoe a point guard. There was no way Milwaukee Bucks was going to be able to compete with a great defensive team and the Toronto Raptors, of which they got a steal before the All-Star break, traded for.
Who was the best player on that defense?
I answered that question because I was talking my facts. They got a steal during the All-Star break to get former defensive player of the year, Marcus Gasol, which was still playing at a very high level before Toronto traded for him, and he was very solid for the Grizzlies that whole year. And he played instrumental with Toronto, damn near averaging the double-double, and he was being the clog defensively. Still was very effective defensively as well because he's a bruiser and he dominates the boards. Toronto basically was dominant on the boards and dominant with their length and with their physicality defensively. Yes, Kawhi Leonard was the catalyst, but they was deep with guys like Siakam.
Exactly, the catalyst. What was Dirk's defense like? He was a liability on defense. He had Tyson Chandler, Jason Kidd, and Deshaun Stevenson, Sean Marion all covered for the defensive liability he was. Kawhi Leonard, 2019 compared to 2011, averaged more points, more rebounds, more assists, and the defense. Do I even really need to get into the defense? Giannis, when he got guarded by Kawhi, 7 of 24, 29% from the field. When he guarded Steph shot 7 of 20 from the field, 35%. When he guarded Jimmy Butler, he shot 41% from the field, 5 of 12. On top of that, sure, Dirk, you didn't bring up anything about Dirk's game, how he impacted the game. You just talked about how he beat this team, whereas the strength of that team was also their defense, whereas Dirk was a negative. He averaged more turnovers than assists. He's not providing no value. How you 7 feet and you get out rebounded by a nigga that's 6'7"? What is you talking about, Herb? He's 7 feet getting out rebounded. Hold on. Do I need to get it? Hold on. The thing about let me break down the competition. He played the Blazers when Brandon Roy was injured. He wasn't the same player. He was a role player on top of that. LaMarcus Aldridge was the best player on the team. Then he played Kobe Bryant, who was hurt, coming off 3 straight fouls appearances. Teams that come off multiple fouls appearances, oftentimes they don't make it back to the fouls because the wear and tear. And that's why Kobe Bryant had a sprained ankle. The Thunder weren't ready. That's why Russell Westbrook had to get benched for Eric Maynard because he was too young and too dumb as well. And Jason Terry in the finals outscoring LeBron James. It ain't like he carried him through the finals. Jason Terry is outscoring the other team's best player, and LeBron James, the top scorer for the team. LeBron James, he had a lot. No, he had a lot of help. No, Herb. He had a lot of help. You didn't bring up nothing about Dirk's performances. Kawhi Leonard against Ben Simmons, Tobias Harris, Jimmy Butler, Joel Embiid. That was a stacked defense, Herb. He gave them niggas 35 and 10, Herb. 35 and 10. He gave them 35 and 10, Herb.
Not 4, not 5. He beat that team. He beat the big 3 Miami Heat team.
Yeah, Jason Terry outscored LeBron. He ain't beat him by himself. Even you said he wasn't that great, Herb. Even you said he wasn't that great in the finals, Herb. Even you said he wasn't that great in the finals, Herb. Jason Terry outscored LeBron James. He had help. Stop acting like he ain't had help, man. Fucking capping this shit, man. Talk about the performance. Talk about he beat all these teams. Talk about how he played, Herb. Herb, you ain't talking about how he played. All you did was say he beat the teams. That's the team effort.
He beat the big 3. He beat the team that he was.
Yeah, Jason Terry outscored LeBron, Herb.
You got your damn mind.
What you talking about? You on your damn mind, Herb. You're not talking about how he played. All you did was bring up the team and who he beat, man. Break down this fucking game, how he impacted the game. Kawhi Leonard impacted the game. He was a better scorer, a better rebounder, a better passer, a better defender, and on top, not only is he better offensively, he's doing it while having to guard the best player night in, night out, and playing through a knee injury in that playoff run, Herb. What you talking about? 35 and 10 versus the Sixers, 30 and 10 versus the Bucks. What you talking about? Who was Dirk's matchups in that playoff run? Who guarded Dirk in that playoff run?
Klay Thompson was playing the best before he got hurt. Klay Thompson was cooking Kawhi Leonard.
Tell me who was guarding Dirk. Tell me who was guarding Dirk.
Trying to give him credit for being a horrible Golden State team, but you want to take credit for Dirk Nowitzki being
I'll put it in the context. That's what you did. That's what you did. Who guarded Dirk, Herm? Who guarded Dirk, Herm? Who guarded Dirk?
They wasn't gonna beat.
You want to know who? You want to know who guarded? You want to know who guarded Kawhi? He had to deal with Giannis, Middleton, Brogdon, Ben Simmons, Andre Iguodala, Klay Thompson.
Giannis is not even a great on-ball defender because we cooked Giannis daily, King J. You even
that's not true. He was good. He was good that season. He got worse. He got worse because he became more of a help defender. He had Klay Thompson. He had Andre Iguodala. He had Ben Simmons. He had Tobias Harris. He had Jimmy Butler. Jimmy Butler's one of the best on-ball defenders of this generation. And he got cooked so fucking bad they had to put Ben Simmons on him. That's not who was guarding Dirk, nigga. Tell me the great defenders that's guarding Dirk, man. Who are the great defenders that's guarding Dirk?
He cooked Kevin Durant.
Kevin Durant's fucking small for him. Fuck you talking about Kevin Durant, man. You just said KD was solid and shit. Now you want to talk about Kevin Durant was fucking doing a good job defending him. Tell me who was guarding Dirk in those playoff runs, Herb.
Dirk Nowitzki, and this team didn't have a shot. They say he didn't have a shot to make it to the finals.
Tell me who was guarding Dirk. I asked you a question. Who was guarding Dirk?
Nobody thought they was gonna shoot the defending champs. Nobody thought it was gonna be the big three Miami Heat after they had a goddamn.
Who guarded Dirk?
7 straight rings.
Who guarded Dirk? I asked you a simple question.
Chris Bosh guarded Dirk.
Is Chris Bosh a great defender? Is he a great post defender?
Serge Ibaka, the same nigga that was on.
He was a shot blocker. He wasn't a great post defender. And that was the year before he led the league in blocks. He wasn't the same player, Herm.
You tripping.
Talk about Andre Iguodala, one of the best all-ball defenders in NBA history. Cook that nigga. Jimmy Butler, one of the best all-ball defenders in the league. Cook that nigga. Ben Simmons was a defensive player of the year candidate because of on-ball defense. Cook that nigga. Gave that Sixer team 35-10. Shut down Ben Simmons and Jimmy Butler. Shut down Giannis in the conference finals, having to deal with that. That Bucks with the #1 defensively gave them niggas 30-10. Talk about, man.
What you saying about Kawhi Leonard, man? King J, you are capping King J.
You capping hard as fuck, Herm. Kawhi Leonard is giving you more points, more efficient. He's excelling in every area more than Dirk was, man. Dirk was a defensive liability. Kawhi was the best player for that defense, man. That was a historic defense. He was the best defender on that team, and he took the challenge of guarding Giannis. Come on, bro.
Keisha, I'm gonna hit you with some real shit, my brother. Fuck our topics, fuck the bullshit. I'm gonna hit you with some real shit. This is man talk right here. So, is it more impressive that Dirk beat the big three Heat, or is more impressive that Kawhi Leonard beat a horrible?
And against the team, man. You ain't bringing out performers for nothing, man. You talk about you talk about the team. You talk about the team. You talk about Jason Terry outscoring LeBron James. Dirk was not even the best player in those finals. Dwayne Wade outplayed that nigga. Kawhi Leonard was the best player in every series he played.
Are you gonna answer the
by far? How you talk about?
Was hurt. How can you make that bigger than what Dirk Nowitzki did to us?
Because you talk about the team, you ain't talking about performance.
We talk about the run. So
you not talking about performance. All you talked about was team. You ain't give me no points. You ain't give me no facts. You ain't give me what he shot. You ain't give me no rebounds. You ain't give me no stats. You just talking off narrative, talking about he bit these teams. Was Dirk playing 1-on-5? Did he not have great defenders around him? You know what happened after Tyson Chandler that ankle left? They got swept in the first round. That's because that's why Tyson Chandler was very impactful for that team, man. Because Dirk wasn't the good defender. That shit out of here.
He was more clutch than Kawhi Leonard. You look up the Dirk Nowitzki clutch numbers of 2011. He was more clutch than goddamn Kawhi Leonard.
That was it. That was it, Herm. That was the only thing he did better. He wasn't the defender, Dirk. He was the defender Kawhi was. He was the defender Kawhi was. Name me a series Dirk had like he had against the Sixers, Herm.
He went against tougher competition in that Western Conference, in which you try to use against me in that J. Kidd argument, in which the New Jersey Nets.
Bro, we talk about one playoff run. We talk about one playoff run. What you talking about, man?
No, I'm just saying.
And I broke down the game. And I broke down the game for Steve Nash. You're not bringing out a game for Dirk, man.
Competition need to be used because Dirk Nowitzki played more better teams. He played.
Bring up some stats. You're not talking about how you performed. All you said was you good in the clutch. You ain't bringing up the fact Kawhi Leonard laps him 100 times over on defense. You already talk about the fact Kawhi Leonard scored more points. He did address that point more efficiently. He had to go against elite on-ball defenders time and time again. The Bucks were the #1 defense. He had to go against some elite on-ball defenders. Dirk didn't have to go against no elite defensive bigs in his playoff run. He averaged more rebounds at 6'7". He anchored one of the best defenses of all time. He averaged more assists. He turned the ball over less. Come on, you're not bringing out the game. You ain't bringing out how he impacted the game. All you're doing is talk about he beat this team, beat that team, which is a team effort. And that team was loaded with defenders. And Dirk, they were great on defense, and that team had to cover for his ass. You never had to cover for Kawhi Leonard on defense because he was the best defender. He went out there and shut down the best players, man, and the MVP.
That's what run impressive about the level of competition you went up against. That's how you separate the runs that them two had. You can bring up the numbers all day, King J. I could bring up a guy right now, Alex English, led the whole ages in scoring. Does that make Alex English the best?
That's not the same thing. I put context behind it, Herm. I talked about all the elite. I talked about all the elite defenders he played as well, Herm. He played elite on-ball defenders series after series. Aaron Gordon the first round, Jimmy Butler the second round, Ben Simmons the second round. Then he had a monster protector Embiid. Come on, man.
All-time greats. He went against better competition, and he ran through a tougher Western Conference, and he went against a big three Miami Miami Heat team in which everybody thought they was going to sweep through the league and win when they consider LeBron James having the biggest choke job in NBA history. And today,
Oh, so was Dirk responsible for that?
I'm up 3-1.
Did Dirk shut down LeBron? Oh, was it the team?
I don't give a damn what happened next round. I'm gonna cook next round.
Did Dirk shut down LeBron, or was it the team?
You capping, man. You capping, man.
Did Dirk shut down?
Time. Ladies and gentlemen, this is the end of topic 4. This has been fire. But the chat, you must vote because we about to end the polls, right? And we about to the chat determine who is the winner, ladies and gentlemen. And we got to go for topic 5, ladies and gentlemen, right? And then after the topics, and then we're gonna go through the judges and see who won the debate, ladies and gentlemen, who will be crowned the first annual winner of the Isolation Wars tournament champion, who will be crowned. But let me go in the poll. The chat already decided who is the winner, right? Now we got to get to topic 5, ladies and gentlemen across the world. Judges, make sure you determine who's the winner. And we about to get to topic 5.
Herm, you go ahead. Give me a second.
Topic 5. Yeah, King J needs some water. I mean,
shit, I don't blame him.
I'm looking at what the chat saying. Chat, hold on? Chat, can we get the like buttons up? If you're not donating, right, at least hit the like button. The like button is free, motherfucker, and hit the chat votes, bro. Determine who win the fucking goddamn debate, bro. Real talk, bro.
This is good.
And Cal Brown,
This is
nigga,
fire,
I'm
man.
up 3-1, nigga. I'm up 3-1. It really don't. I'm gonna come with it last round, but I really up 3-1 in my opinion, nigga.
All right. Hey, let's get the topic 5. The chat, the topic's been really, really good to me. I ain't gonna lie, been really, really good. All right, topic 5, ladies and gentlemen. Right, who's the best player to not win a championship, ladies and gentlemen across the world? Herm pick Charles Barkley, and King J, who do you pick?
He picked the mailman.
Who you pick, King J?
Malone.
Okay. Y'all 5 minutes start right now. Go ahead. Let's kick it off.
Go ahead, Herm. I'm listening.
All right, bet. Charles Barkley to me is the best player ever to not win an NBA championship due to the fact that him being the undersized power forward with him, they call him, hey, this man right here, 6'4", was always at the tops of rebounds. He always was in the mix of things. He made his name known, getting drafted by the Sixers, and ended up becoming the best player on that team for 87 on up till he got traded to the Phoenix Suns. That Phoenix Suns 92-93 team is one of the most underappreciated teams in NBA history due to the fact that team top to bottom was very talented. And Charles Barkley played great in the NBA Finals against the Bulls, but it just wasn't enough due to Michael Jordan. Both of these guys got stopped by Michael Jordan, but Charles Barkley at his peak, and even Chuck Daly said it for the 1992 Dream Team, in which Karl Malone and Charles Barkley was both on that team. Chuck Daly said Charles Barkley by far was the best player on that Dream Team, playing the best. But in the day, everybody else already knew Michael Jordan was the best. But outside of that, Chuck Daly even co-signed and said Charles Barkley the best power forward in the NBA and the second best player in the NBA as well. And that's how great that Charles Barkley was playing. He just lost to Michael Jordan. Yes, Karl Malone got the longevity. So if you're looking at the longevity aspect of it, Karl Malone probably be considered a better basketball player. They head-to-heads, somewhat even. Karl Malone edged him out for us overall points in their head-to-heads. But basically, though, with Charles Barkley being undersized, he was real dominant, always dominated the boards, very underrated athletically. Charles Barkley, Karl Malone kind of even defensively. Neither one of those guys are great defensively, but Charles Barkley, with the teams that he played for, even in Philly, he just couldn't get past teams like Detroit, Chicago, and the Boston Celtics in his time in Philly. But the Phoenix Suns in 1992, 1993 would have beat any other team except for the Chicago Bulls. So to me, honestly,
Could say the same for Karl Malone. They went to the
Go
finals
ahead.
back-to-back years. John Stockton was an overrated player, and he got exposed in the playoffs over and over and over again because of lack of scoring. That's why when they transitioned to more Karl Malone-centric offense, they made the finals back-to-back years, and of course they both lost to Michael Jordan. Karl Malone defensively completely clears Charles Barkley. Charles Barkley was one of the worst defenders in the league. Karl Malone would constantly guard and limit dudes like Tim Duncan, even when he was 40 years old, clamping Tim Duncan in the 2004 second round. He used to clamp David Robinson all the time. Charles Barkley was one of the worst defenders in the league. Karl Malone was a elite scorer as well. He was an elite rebounder as well. And the Utah team is the greatest team to never win a title besides the 2016 Warriors. Karl Malone was a better player overall than Charles Barkley, Herm.
But my comeback for that, Charles Barkley didn't have another top 75 great on his roster like Karl Malone had with John Stockton. Karl Malone arguably had probably one of the best point guards to ever play the game, and the point guard that he had was John Stockton, a guy that leads that's the all-time leader in assists, that's the all-time leader in steals, and arguably it's the catalyst to why Utah is successful as they was. Because prior to that, when Karl Malone first got with Utah wasn't winning. Utah didn't start winning until John Stockton became the starter point guard for the Utah Jazz, and that's what turned the Utah Jazz around. That's what made them formidable because they had the most unstoppable pick and roll and transition between point guard and power forward of all time. So if Charles Barkley probably had that type of caliber point guard, no telling where Charles Barkley would have led.
Yeah, he had Kevin Johnson.
Kevin
Kevin Johnson was
Kevin
the most underrated player. He don't have great longevity, but he's he's the most underrated point guard in NBA history.
John Stockton. So King James.
No, he was 20 and 10 year after year, Herm. In his prime, Herm. He was 20 and 10 year after year. He was 20 and 10 year after year, Herm.
He's a better two-way player than Kevin Johnson. All Kevin Johnson was a scorer, and that's it.
That's not fucking true, Herm. That's not fucking true,
Herm.
Herm. He had 4 seasons where he averaged 10 assists, Herm.
John Stockton.
How you just a score? You have 4 seasons with 10 assists, Herm.
Difference. If Charles Barkley had that level caliber player like Karl Malone had basically his whole career, we may have had a different conversation. Charles Barkley he didn't join all elite talent until later on in his career until Hakeem Olajuwon that wasn't in his prime, and Clyde Drexler, which wasn't in his prime, and then the year after that, after Clyde retired, Scottie Pippen joined, but Scottie Pippen was a shell of himself because of that back injury. They thought Scottie was going to bring it, but he couldn't. So really after 1996, Charles Barkley's window closed due to his health, due to him not being in shape. But if you give Charles Barkley a caliber level player of John Stockton, Charles Barkley probably would have won the NBA title. Because he is a bar fed talent than Karl Malone. Karl Malone was just great in transition and great in pick and roll. Yes, he did have a turnaround fadeaway, but Charles Barkley had a post game as well, the 6'4", posting up 7-foot guys as a 6'4", really a 6'4" damn guard. Charles Barkley was more athletic. Charles Barkley was stronger as well. Better rebound.
Better rebound. That's debatable. That's debatable. Talk to me about Charles Barkley's defense, Herm. Karl Malone was a good defender up until he was 40.
So end of the day,
he was clapping a prime Tim Duncan in the playoffs at 40 years old. Charles Barkley getting cooked in his prime.
What Charles Barkley had. Karl Malone just had better.
Man, Kevin Johnson averaged 20 points, 9 assists, in 5 different playoff runs. You act like John Stockton just leaps and bounds better than Kevin Johnson. No, he's not. John Stockton got the longevity. No, the fuck he's not. He got the longevity. Kevin Johnson. No, you capping, Herm. 20.
So
you capping, averaging 24 and 9 in multiple playoff runs, Herm. You capping, Herm. Stop it, Herm.
All-time assist leader. You are out your goddamn mind. Only thing.
That's why the team got better when they went to John Stockton less, Herm. That's why they became a title contender when they stopped giving the ball to John Stockton so much and gave the ball to Karl Malone.
Other than that, Charles Barkley is a more skilled player than Karl Malone. Karl Malone just got him a longevity in defense. That's it.
Yeah, and the defense is a massive gap. He was clapping elite players in their prime. Charles Barkley was one of the worst defenders in the league, Herm.
You sit up here now want to take credit away for John Stockton because John Stockton wasn't trying to average a 20 points.
He kept getting outplayed by point guards in the playoffs, man. In the playoffs, his game was predictable. That's why teams could scheme against them and limit them.
I'm going to tell you what an all-time great said to Gary Payton. Gary Payton said, my most difficult matchup of all time He said it wasn't Michael Jordan. It was John Stockton. He said John Stockton his IQ was so great. He said that's the highest level IQ player that he ever played against, and gave him the most difficulty because Gary Payton couldn't read John Stockton because he didn't know whether the motherfucker was going to look for his own shot because he could score with the best of them if asked upon to. But John Stockton was so lethal offensively and so great with his IQ, he was able to get guys like Jeff Hornacek going. He was able to get guys like Greg Ostertag easy buckets.
Why did he get better when he took a lesser role, Herm?
And then he got Karl Malone some of the easiest buckets of all time. Why in the hell you think?
Oh, that's
Why in the hell you think Karl Malone is third of all time scoring? Third of all time scoring.
You think it's because of John Stockton? He averaged 25. No, stop it, man.
If you looked at,
he averaged over 25 points a game on over 50% shooting without John Stockton, man.
Look up this P5. Look up out of all the points Karl Malone scored. Look at how many assists John Stockton had to Karl Malone points, P5. I bet it's a lot. I bet it's most of his goddamn points. End of the day, man.
He didn't need John Stockton. He averaged over 25 points a game. He averaged over 25 points a game and shot over 50% from the field.
Where has Karl Malone had?
You talk about the team. They had more success when they went to Karl Malone more than John Stockton, didn't they, Herm? Herm, yes or no? Herm, yes or no? Yes or no? Hold on, Herm. Yes or no, Herm? Yes or no,
Herm? Made the playoffs without Karl Malone.
Herm, yes or no?
And he was and he always played 82 games.
Herm.
He was always available on the court. That's what made Utah one of the more consistent teams in the 90s, from the mid-90s to the late 90s.
Herm, I'm asking you a question.
Even after Karl Malone departed, though, King J, the Utah Jazz still made the playoffs with John Stockton.
I'm glad you brought that up. I'll come back to that. But do you know the Lakers, when Karl Malone was healthy and when he was 40 years old, they had a record of 33.
I don't want to talk about
no, you don't want to talk about it. They had a record of 33-9 with Karl Malone and 23-17 without him. He shut down prime Tim Duncan in the playoffs because he was able to maintain star level impact up until he was 40. Charles Barkley can't even compare to that. Tell me why the Jazz got better when they went to Malone more than Stockton. Tell me why Stockton, when Stockton took a lesser role, the team was better.
Arguably the best duo of all time on your goddamn team. You supposed to get easy buckets. You supposed to have.
Man, I ain't saying nothing about buckets. I'm talking about his defense, man. All right, so why did that all-time great defense? How about a response, Herm? How's that a terrible point? They 33-9 when Karl Malone played. They 23-17 when he didn't play.
And Kobe Bean Bryant. How the hell you gonna give him?
So why with that all-time great team, they barely above 500 without him that season? Whereas with him, they the best team in the league. And he shut down Tim Duncan. Who guarded Tim Duncan in the second round at 40 years old? What the fuck you talking about, Herb?
That's why you bringing up the Lakers.
Why were they barely above 500 without Herb? Without Karl Malone? They were 33-9 with Karl Malone, 23-17 without him, shutting down Tim Duncan. His injury was huge in the finals because they lost his defense. He was a great defender up until his 40s. Charles Barkley was a negative his whole career, and it's not even close. The Utah Jazz got better. The Utah Jazz got better when they went to Stockton less and went to Malone more. That's when he made the back-to-back finals because he adjusted the offense to go more to Karl Malone in the post, Herb.
Me selling narratives, nigga. You selling the narrative.
How the fuck I'm selling narratives? They were 33-9 with. How many times I gotta repeat it, Herb? Do you want me to repeat it for the 8th time? Do you want me to repeat it for the 8th time, Herb?
Next event, nigga.
33-9 with Malone, 23-17 without him. That's impact at 40 years old. At 40 years old, man.
Time. Chat. Let's close in on the end of the 5th topic, ladies and gentlemen. Shout out to Herm and King J. They bought it, man. This was nothing but entertaining. The energy was there. People had some great points, but some other ones had some bad points. But ladies and gentlemen, right? This is the conclusion of the end of the Isolation Wars tournament, ladies and gentlemen. Before we pick the winner, before we go to the judges and present the chat votes, and I want to thank everybody for competing on the Isolation Wars, ladies and gentlemen. This is going to be an annual event. We probably going to have one later in the end of 2023, but we only got to crown one winner, ladies and gentlemen. So I'm gonna get these results, ladies and gentlemen. Make sure y'all pick, and that's the end. And I'm gonna go over before we get the judges to say who won this debate.
Hey, Herm, that was fun.
I'm gonna let the chat. I'm going to get the chat result.
Hey,
So
Fast King J, man. You know I respect you, my brother. That was good shit, man.
Each topic, right? I let the chat vote decides who wins. So I'm about to get the results for topic 1 on the who's the best defensive team all time topic. The chat had King J winning. Topic 2, who's the better defender between Draymond and Kobe? The chat had King J winning topic 2. Topic 3. What was topic 3?
It was
Kid and Nash.
Jason Kidd, Steve Nash.
Jason Kidd and Steve Nash. The chat had Hearn winning. Topic 4. Better playoff run between Dirt and Kawhi. The chat had King J winning. In topic 5, the one that we just had now, the chat had Hearn winning. So King J won the chat vote 3-2. King J won topic 1, topic 2, and topic 4. So King J won the chat vote. Mm-hmm. Now, time for the judges. I'm gonna start with Eric Swears. Eric Swears.
Yo,
Who did you had winning topic 1, topic 2, topic 3, and who you had winning?
Okay. Do you want a reason for it, or just tell you who won?
You can give me a little reason, but don't expound it. Like don't go deep
too long.
Okay.
Yeah.
For the first topic, chose the Pistons. That defense was not respected like they should have. King J hit a lot of great points.
Hold on, you chose the Pistons, or it's about who made the better?
Did you choose the debate that King J won, or did you choose the Pistons?
I chose the Pistons for King J.
Okay, so you chose King.
Okay.
Second topic, King J, Draymond Green.
Okay, hold on.
Versatility.
So
No, go ahead.
Topic 1, you had King J. Topic 2, you had King J. Okay. Go ahead. Why? Go ahead.
Versatility, and as much as we bash on Green, he is a defensive anchor for that team, and he plays mind games, which would cost Boston that finals. Not going to go too more into that. Third topic, I have Nash. For who's the best point guard out of him and Kidd, and I don't hate Kidd, but if you're looking for that type of overturn that Nash was able to accumulate wherever he goes, that's what Nash brought.
And this nigga just going with his opinion. Hey,
I'm not gonna lie,
bro. He's picking
kind of what
whoever
it
wins.
sounds like, but
yeah. Hey, Herm. Somebody said it's 50 plus 49 is 99%. It's
probably like a 50 point something and a 49 point something. Like that's probably what it is.
Yeah. We're not going to get 100% votes in the chat. So, like I said, bro, because not a lot of people.
Well, that nigga giving his opinion though, bro. It ain't even about.
Yeah. Just tell me who made the better points, Eric.
Yeah, Eric, come on. Nash had King J. Herm had Kidd. Who
King J made the great points for Steve Nash.
Okay, topic 4.
Does he have King J 2-1 right now, or is it 3-0?
It's 3-0.
3-0.
Go ahead. Topic 4.
Topic 4. I have King J with Kawhi.
Okay.
Wow. Okay.
Damn, this might be a sweet.
Wow. Whoa.
No, go ahead.
Topic 5. That's his opinion. Topic 5.
Well, no, it's not an opinion. It's who make the best argument.
In your opinion, King J did. I agree.
All right, topic 5.
Topic 5, Malone.
So you have King J sweeping Herm. Wow.
Damn.
Oh, come on, Mook.
Wow.
Come on, Mook. You know I did.
God. Wow.
I can take a loss, but I ain't getting fucking swept.
No, hey.
Yeah, he did.
I'm not gonna lie. Come on, Eric,
you want to know why?
He did not get swept, Eric. Come on.
Hold on.
Look. The best chance Herm had, and Herm, nothing against you. You do make valid points, but you didn't touch on a lot more in that
Nigga, please.
On topic
Wow.
4 between Dirk and Kawhi, King J was able to bring up who Kawhi was able to go up against.
Nigga,
How
I
many people
brought
he
up
did-
who Dirk went up against. What the hell you talking
Let
about?
him, Herm. You gotta let him finish, Herm.
Yeah, come
That's-
on, Herm.
that's-
Yeah, come on.
Let him finish, bro. That's their opinion, bro.
Wow.
Okay, as I was saying, King J brought up who Kawhi went up against individually on each of those teams. You brought up the teams. I'm not saying you didn't, but he was able to make more valid points on how Kawhi had to step up and how he had defense that made that much of a difference to take Toronto over, because we all saw what Toronto was before, and Kawhi was able to take them over.
He didn't say that.
He didn't even say that though, Eric.
He didn't say that they didn't have a defense.
he
Nah,
didn't
he talking
say
about
that.
the defense.
Mook,
Sustainable
he don't
defense.
count, Mook. Bring up Tyson or somebody, man.
Stop,
Tyson or
bro.
somebody.
Stop. He's our judge. Show respect. Show respect.
Okay, so
That's his opinion. Listen, the judges see it differently, Herb. They think that they made the better points.
Maybe he did say that. I just didn't hear it. Maybe.
Yeah. So P5, you're next, P5. Who you
right.
think? Topic 1, who you got?
Round 1 was close. Really, it was. I think they both brought up great points. They brought up numbers. They brought up how the different players on the team impacted. They brought up how the different players on the team impacted the team overall on defense. But I gotta give it to King J. I think he made the strongest point about after the trade deadline when Rasheed Wallace came in, just how impactful he was to that team and how they literally became like you couldn't score on them. I think he said something about 75 points per game. They like the 75 defensive rating. It was some crazy ass stat like that. That was
I
insane.
think it was 79 points a game, and then
Yeah,
like
it was
an
something
80.
like it was in
rating.
the 70s, and I think that point was just kind of uncounterable. I think he also brought up great points about how the individual defenders on the Pistons were better than the ones on the Spurs, ever so slightly, but that was a very close debate. I think Herm brought up great points as well. Round 2, I had King J again in the Draymond Kobe debate. I thought there was definitely a route that Herm could have gone down to win, and he was going down that route, bringing up how Kobe was a much better individual defender. But he kind of went on a bit. But I think the points that King J brought up about the overall impact that he had on the Warriors defense, how he elevated the other players around him, and I think Herm started to lose me a little bit when he started bringing up the competition that he had to go up against. These are not bad players by any means, but they're just simply not as they're just simply not as good as the players that King J brought up, and he lost me a little bit there. But Herm was he was on his way to winning that. He was, but he kind of lost it at the end. He kind of lost it at the end. He brought up how Phil Jackson was not reliable because he was the GM of the Knicks, and or how he tried to get the Knicks coach
to integrate the triangle.
He got a little out there, if you know what I mean. In the Kid versus Nash debate, I had Herm winning that one. I respect the points that King J brought up about the competition and how Nash played far better competition. But I think Herm he addressed the shooting woes of Jason Kidd and the scoring woes in general. And I think he brought up great points about how much of a better defender that kid was, and he also brought up how Steve Nash, even with how great he was a deterrent to his team winning, because that Suns team problem was always defense. And even though I agree that it was a team defense, Steve Nash played a huge part in why that team failed. Herm did a great job bringing that up, and even in the playoffs where it is a weaker East, I like how Herm was able to bring up how that Nets team really wasn't favored to win those series, even though it was a weak conference. Kid's team was still not favored in those series, and he was still able to overcome that. So I really love the points that Herm brought up for Jason Kidd. And then we go to, and this is the one where Herm really disappointed me. The better run debate between Kawhi and Dirk. There was definitely a path that he could have gone down here for Dirk, and he didn't even bring up how they played. He didn't bring up any of the schemes that they were running. He didn't put into any of context the teammates that Dirk did when King J did for him, really. He didn't at all bring up how he didn't at all bring up how he played. He brought up how he was more clutch, which I love that point, but it's really the only valid point that he brought up, as well as the competition that he beat. But King J did a great job contextualizing those teams. Like Kobe was hurt, KD and Russ were young, or Russ in particular was young. And he also brought up how Dirk didn't just do it by himself. How Dirk actually had a really solid team, not an all-time great team by any means, but he definitely had help on that team and guys performing at a high level. And I love how he brought up how Kawhi went up against elite level defenders, how great he was as a scorer against top level defenses, especially the point he brought up against the Bucks when when the Bucks are the number 1 ranked defense in the league. How impactful and how great of a defender he was on that side of the ball. And that's why I think King J won that one. Herm definitely disappointed me in topic 4. And topic 5, this is where King J disappointed me. He should have won this Karl Malone debate, but Charles Barkley kind of went in deep into the career of Charles Barkley, brought up his Philly years, brought up how great he was for those Suns teams, and also brought up how he ended his career, right? King J at first kind of focused on the back-to-back years in the finals, and I agree with what he said about Stockton and Kevin Johnson, but I think Herm did a much better job actually diving deep into the career of Charles Barkley and he brought up a very interesting point that I haven't heard about 2004 Tim Duncan. I was waiting to see if that would ever be a factor in any debate I ever heard, and it was brought up, but it wasn't strong enough to beat the overall career evaluation that Herm brought up. So unfortunately, even though I think Herm did a great job in these debates, like topic 1 was close. I think he had him to start topic 2. He won topic 3 in my opinion, but topic 4 he really disappointed me, and he did a great job in topic 5. This is really close. King J barely got away. This was much closer than what I thought it was going to be, but I've got King J winning 3-2 ever so slightly, and it was not a sweep. It was not a sweep. But that's
all right.
That's my evaluation.
Now, to the host of this shit, man, these debates was just so fire, man. Shout out to Herm and King J, man. Real talk, man. Topic 1 was very, very close, and I think both guys made some great points. But I got to go with Herm for topic 1, and the reason why I got to go with Herm for topic 1 is because he spoke facts. I looked up the stuff that how he said that the Spurs was holding teams under 100, and how basically teams were shooting the low percentage when guarded by the San Antonio Spurs in 03. King J made some great points by the Pistons and talk about how the trade deadline when they got this particular player, how they was still remain an elite level defensive unit as well. But when Herm talked about the Tim Duncan, who was one of the best overall defenders in that league, especially the 03-04 season, talk about how they had one of the best perimeter defenders in Bruce Bowen. Talk about how the San Antonio Spurs defensively was one of the best defensive units in that league. I feel like King J made better points. He brought up. I felt like Herm made better points in topic 1. What I'm saying? I feel like he brought up better percentages as well, and the stuff that I looked up when he was debating turned out to be accurately factual. So I got topic 1 Herm. For topic 2, what was topic 2? The Jason Kidd
Draymond Green,
Draymond Green, Kobe.
Draymond Green, Kobe won. King J won topic 2, right? And the reason why he won topic 2, and I agree with P5 on this assessment. I feel like the more path that he should went with Kobe was discussing his on-ball point of attack defense. I feel like Herm should have, had that path, and that was the really, really, really path of victory for Herm to expound on more. But when you talk about the competition, who Kobe went against, and that's not comparable to the competition, and it was great players that he brought up. But when King J talk about the off ball, how the Warriors are literally one of the best defensive units with Draymond Green on the court, and talk about how Draymond Green is a versatile defender, and talk about Draymond Green, even though if Herm would have expounded more of the on ball, I feel like the path to victory was much different.
Should have expanded on that more.
You should have expounded more on that. But King J just brought up better points, and he made a case for Draymond being better, right? So King J is for topic 2. Hold on, I'm putting it down. King J. Okay. Yeah. Okay, topic 3. What was it? Steve Kidd, Jason Kidd, Steve Nash.
Steve Nash, yeah.
That one was very, very close.
It was. It really was.
I feel like Herm. What I could remember in that debate, right? I felt like Herm made a great point of how Jason Kidd with the New Jersey Nets was able to lead that team to the NBA Finals as well, right? Especially his defense abilities. But I feel like King J only rebuttal to Jason Kidd of not being better than Steve Nash is because Jason Kidd couldn't shoot, right? And I felt like if Herm would have expounded more relative to the era of what Jason Kidd was and talk about how Jason Kidd, like Steve Nash was better offensively, but I feel like if Herm would have talked about more of the defensive abilities for Jason Kidd, I feel like Herm had a path of winning as well. But King J, rebuttal on why Jason Kidd was able to get to the NBA Finals of him facing the competition they faced, but Herm rebuttal as well, talking about who that nobody picked the New Jersey Nets of getting to the NBA Finals was a really, really good point for Herm. So if I had to choose for topic 3, it was very, very close. But I think King J's point about Steve Nash and how the MVPs that he won when in 06 and how he's one of the league's best offensive players was much, much better. So I think King J won topic 3. What was topic 4?
Kawhi and Dirk.
Okay, topic 4 was Kawhi and Dirk. Topic 4.
Best playoff run.
Oh yeah, playoff run. Yeah, I'm with P5 all the way.
It was disappointing.
Herm should have talked about the performance of Dirk, and even King J was telling him to talk about the performance of Dirk. I feel like Herm talked about how the competition, and that was really, really a good point, and talk about the fourth quarter numbers of what Dirk was able to do as well. But if he would have talked about the performance, talk about the story, I feel like Herm would have won this, right? King J talked about how Kawhi faced elite level defensive units, faced, I believe, 2 top 10 defenses in that round. He faced the best defense in the league in the Bucks, and he also faced an elite defensive unit or a great defensive unit in the 76ers, and talk about how Kawhi averaged 30 and 50%. King J should have brought up more points of Kawhi, but he talked about how Kawhi was how people were shooting tour dates when guarded by Kawhi Leonard, which I really, really didn't look up, which I didn't know, which was a great point as well. And and he also talked about, I feel like King J could have expounded more of the competition, talk about how the Bucks was a 60-win team, could have talked about that a little bit more, how stacked the Philadelphia 76ers team was, and what I'm saying. But overall, man, I think King J made the better points of why Kawhi was better in the playoff run. Topic 5, I got Herm winning that one. Herm, like you said, expounded more Charles Barkley career. Herm made some of the better points of why he thought Charles Barkley was better. And give me topic 5 for Herm, man. So I had Herm winning topic 5, and I had King J winning topic 4. So overall, I had it 3-2 King J. But so going by the judges, right? We got 3 judges. Topic 1, everybody had topic 1 King J. Topic 2,
but you had Herm or me topic 1, because you said Herm the first time.
Yeah. But it's 2
in
to
general,
1,
including everything.
Yeah, in general.
Okay.
In general. Topic 1, everybody had King J. Topic 2, everybody had King J. Topic 3, it was 2 to 1. Everybody had King J. Topic 4, everybody had King J. And topic 5, everybody had Herm. So
no, not topic 5. I chose Malone.
I gotta say though.
Hold on. Yeah. Who do you chose for topic 5?
I chose Malone because you just said
everybody.
You mean King J, right? You chose King J.
Yeah. So topic 5, the judges had Herm winning, right? Overall, right? So for our judges, the chat had it 3-2. The judges had it 1, 2.
I want to say
3.
something after this.
The judges had it 4-1 King J. So the winner of, ladies and gentlemen, the 2023 Isolation Wars is King J, ladies and gentlemen.
Perhaps I have such special needs.
Do you want to? Do you want to get a? Do you want to give a conversation?
I had to put, I'm the debate war champion. Jokic was the NBA champion. You know, I take no losses, only dubs. Shout out to Emil. Shout out to Maz. Shout out to Big Ox. Shout out to Herm. Shout out to everybody that participated in this tournament. You know, not everybody has the guts and the heart to come out here and get exposed on the internet so people can make fun of you. Shout out to everybody. Shout out to Mookie for hosting this. Shout out to the judges. And shout out Herm because that was a fun ass final round. Y'all been in the chat. Y'all in the chat been waiting a long time for the final round. So, you know, me and Herm had to put on the show.
Salute Kings right man.
Salute Herm.
Hey. Herm, do you have some final statements, man?
Man, King J did his thing, man. It was a great debate overall, man. We was cooking. We brought the energy. We brought the fire to y'all, man. Hey, that's what it's about. Bringing in entertainment, man. Mook got a great thing going on with these Isolation Wars. Keep it going, Mook. Man, keep pushing, man. This is a great thing. This can help, you know what I'm saying, bring more dialogue about basketball. This is the real deal. So, man, shout out to King J being the first champ of this shit. Man, let's keep it going.
I ain't gonna lie, Herm. You cooked me on that Barkley topic, man.
Yeah, that wasn't close. I think.
You cooked me on that one.
Well, I want to say this to the chat just really quickly about how I judge this because I see people saying that I was biased and that I don't have a right to judge this. I didn't use any of my own personal opinions. What I did was every topic, I wrote down the two contestants' names, and I actually put them in a T chart. Every point that they brought up, I wrote it down, and then I weighed. And at the end, I weighed the points, see who made the better points, and judged it off of that. I disagree with King J on topic 1, and I voted for him. I disagree. I agree with him on topic 2. I voted for him. I disagree with Herm on topic 3. I voted for him. Like I voted against my own personal opinion on this. And I only voted for the topics. I just want to throw that out.
Hey, King J, put your Cash App.
I sent you on Instagram. You know they banned my ass on Cash App.
Ran,
2 accounts.
You know you care, Ran.
But you keep on scamming, bro.
I scam nobody, bro. I try to get some Bitcoin. These niggas start banning my shit.
Stop scamming.
Yo, Mook, I know you're not serious, bro. Hold on, Mook. I know you ain't let this nigga, the same nigga who robbed me against Big Ox, let this nigga said it was a sweep. Get the fuck out of here, man.
Who you talk to?
This nigga said it was a sweep. This nigga said it was a sweep, bro. I can't watch this shit, man.
I say in my PayPal.
You said you can't watch it, then why are you on here?
Shut your ass up, nigga. Shut your ass up. I ain't tell you to talk, nigga. I ain't tell you to talk.
You still not over there, man.
Shut your ass up, nigga. I ain't give you permission to talk, nigga. I didn't give you permission to talk, nigga. Shut your ass up, nigga.
You still hurt over there, bro.
I was supposed to be there's no reason to even explain to anybody in the chat regarding, your decisions. Like, and I'm gonna be fair. Look, I would have went with Barkley, but King J made a case for Malone.
First of all, dude, you is the worst judge I've ever seen in any judging competition anywhere. TV.
Come on, bro. I got
Yo, Mook.
Nigga,
I'm gonna say this.
First of all,
Damn, can't calm down, bro.
Hold on, Ken, let me finish. First of all,
rated all the sports baits.
First of all, this nigga wasn't even talking about a debater. This nigga was naming the topics. I picked Steve Nash. Nigga, what the hell are you talking about?
Exactly.
It wasn't debating. What the hell is you wasn't debating.
I told you I went with
debaters.
such and such by.
Dude, I don't want to hear that, dude. You're a special kind of retarded.
Okay.
What are you talking about?
Special kind of retarded.
What are you talking about?
Hey, Eric, I'd probably have your back on this, but the example was...
This is the second time you did it, bro.
That's it, Mookie.
Second time, nigga.
I'm listening.
Eric, the example was when you brought up the Kawhi debate, you said a point that King J didn't even say. And that's...
Oh, you making shit up, Eric.
That's when it occurred to me that you were, and then you were just picking the topics and you weren't picking who made the better points.
Yeah, he wasn't picking the debaters. He was picking the topic.
Now,
He didn't say I had TJ winning that round. He said I had Steve Nash.
I would have liked to hear you like kind of expand a little bit more.
Steve Nash is because Steve Nash is better than Nash. I mean, Nash is better than
King J.
Kid.
Hearn didn't say, and it was just I don't know. It was.
I mean, he wasn't talking about King J and Herm as debaters. He was naming the topic.
Even if Eric's votes were taken off the table, I think King J probably still wins. But I mean, it's just come on, Eric, come on.
I mean, I ain't arguing about King J winning. He won the debate. I ain't talking about that part. I'm just talking about how bad of a judge this dude is.
Yeah. I don't agree with it being a sweep, though. It's not a sweep.
Yeah, it wasn't a sweep. It was not a sweep.
Yeah.
King J did not win the last round. King J did not win the last round.
Mook, how you pick this dude, bro? Where you find this dude?
We can disagree on the King J. All respect to you, bro. That last round wasn't close, Eric. I don't know how you thought King J won that.
Yeah, word. I ain't gonna front.
Talking about the Malone Barkley one.
Yeah, the Malone Barkley one. That wasn't close. And King J.
Y'all jumping this nigga.
Disrespecting Stockton.
No. I said I lost that topic.
Oh yeah, that was the only one I felt like.
I'll be honest. I ain't watched Barkley or Malone like that, so I came into. So Herm definitely won that topic. Herm definitely won that.
Yes, he won that, and I just don't see how you think he won. I don't know. It was, but whether he votes or not, King J still wins, so it doesn't matter.
Salute to King J.
But,
salute to King J. But it's just the judges got to be better, man. Nigga, the Eric Lewis of Rated R Sports debates. For real.
I will say this though. I think
yeah, bro. I ain't gonna lie. The chat. I thought
that's wild to say.
I ain't gonna lie. All y'all niggas sitting there getting mad at King or getting mad at the bias voting for the panel, bro. The chat had it 3-2. The chat had King J.
Move. I'm gonna say it again. I'm not mad that King J won the debate. He won the debate.
Y'all mad at Eric? Y'all mad at Eric Swears?
Hey,
the
Mook.
chat had it 3-2.
Hey, Mook.
That's not supposed to be as
I wasn't arguing.
Well, hold on, Mookie. It was closer than what he said. It was not 5-0. It was 3-2.
But see, Mook, I wasn't arguing that. You got to mix it up. I wasn't arguing that. Herm should have won the debate. That's not what I'm arguing. What I was saying was this dude argued. He literally was calling out the topics as he was talking. I picked Steve Nash. He was talking about King J and Herm in the topics. He was picking the debate that they was talking about.
Mingo, let me make sure I'm hearing this correctly. Mingo, let me make sure I'm hearing this correctly.
Y'all gotta let my judges walk. He's a judge. He's the only judge that stepped up to judge. Leave him alone, bro. Shout out to Eric Swears.
No, hey Moog, no man. Look, honestly, I honestly don't care what anybody says. They have their right to say what they have to say. But Mingo, I have a question. Just so I want to make sure that your last statement is correct. So you said I chose everybody flat out before anyone even said anything. Is that what I'm hearing?
No, that's not what bro.
No, that's why I'm asking. That's why I'm asking.
No, that's not what I said. What I said was you was calling out the topics instead of debating, instead of judging the debate. That's what I said.
Dude, I did do
you
that.
You calling out the topics. No, you weren't. You was calling out the topics.
Like you might not like it. Like your perspective might be different from mine, just like it might be different from Ken's, from Moog's, from Herm's. But at the same time,
dude,
hey, it's not going to be all accurate. It's not going to be all.
All we need to know is you had a debate. All we need to know is you had a debate, Judge 5-0.
So let me ask everybody. Let me ask everybody something.
You wasn't. Hold on. He wasn't. He wasn't saying.
Let me ask you guys something because this will be the.
Real quick, Eric. Real quick, and I'll let you go. I promise. All right.
No, hey, P5. I'm sorry. You got an Instagram, and I can explain everything to you in regards to that.
Hell, no, they ain't doing that. You ain't
attention instead of going a 180 in regards to that. He wanted to know exactly what was my mindset when I said what I said in each topic, choosing who I choose.
Eric, here's my thing. Here's my only problem with the voting, Eric.
Hey, KJ, did you get it?
Yeah, I appreciate it, Mookie. I got it.
Wow. So I mean, salute to King J, bro.
The only vote that I think was egregious. Eric.
Nah, I'm not hating. I'm not hating.
Listen,
I'm not hating.
I'm not arguing.
Come on now.
Nah, I'm not hating.
Hold on. It's a reason Naughty ducked the debate, bro. He know how.
I mean, King J won. I'm not arguing that King J won.
King J won. Come on now. He won.
Overall, if you guys don't want me on here, I'm not going to be on here. Plain and simple. If you guys feel that way, I'll still contribute to the radio art community because you guys still give great opinions and point of views. I'm still going to be here, NBA, football, and whatever. But overall, look, you got. And I'm not talking shit when I say this, but
retire from judging, bro. Retire from judging like Eric Lewis. No, he didn't. Listen, he needed. Listen, you need to retire just like Eric
not
Lewis.
a judge.
You see how Eric Lewis retired? That's what you need to do. You need to retire from judging, bro. It's not for you.
All right, you said Eric Lewis.
Stop talking to him.
The referee.
Eric Lewis. Yeah. This nigga's
Eric Lewis, the ref.
You do know the referees in the ring can.
Eric, all I gotta say this real quick, because I want you to see where I'm coming from.
And that's crazy because your name is Eric. That's crazy. Your name is Eric. That's crazy, bro.
Eric, my only problem with the judging was because I don't think any of your votes were.
Because my dad is that.
I don't think any of the votes you made were egregious.
King J Herb said, "Let me hold some."
The last one was
hell no. I'm probably not gonna be evicted, man. I appreciate it.
I completely disagree with your vote on the last one.
That's what he needed to do.
And then you like,
nah, yo, King J, you need to send that to Mingler. Mingler need that. Mingler need that. He needs that.
Oh man, stop joking, nigga, Justin, man.
Nah, but overall, look, if you guys don't like it, that's fine. I'll still contribute. Move.
You're cool with me, brother.
Hey, Gat, you keep on ducking me and Madden.
Shut up, Mookie. Stop this shit, bro.
Bro, it's making me upset with me, bro. You're making me upset.
You're getting me upset because you keep calling me out.
Bro,
I want Tari to come up here real quick and explain himself because I feel like.
Yeah. Hop in, Tari. He said.
Yeah, P5 not scared you, Tari. You trying to bully me? I'm not with that, bro.
I feel like my voting today was completely unbiased and fair.
Nah, P5. Nah, I gotta give it to
the other ones. It was better.
Yo, Tari, you tripping? P5 did a good job today. He was better than the last one.
Yeah, he did it better.
He was better. For my shit, for my debate, I don't know. He was iffy for my shit, but for today, he was decent, bro.
Yeah.
He said. Ken said, "Wow." Because he wanted, he said, Tyree Love ain't talking about your business. Come on, bro. What we doing here? Hey, there's people on IG that wants to get in the chat, because they upset with King J's mellow takes. you got to leave Mello alone.
King J. Here's my thing with the Mello thing. I could hear he's not top 40, but top 50 is crazy. Like some of the names he started saying towards the end were wild. Like, come on, King J. Like, I mean, I'm sure I can go through that. I'm sure I can go.
I think Melo's better than Chris Webber.
He's better than Ray Allen and Reggie Miller too.
Yeah.
But you know,
you might be in like that 45 to 50 range, but honestly, I think
it's 40-45, if anything, at the lowest to me. But
yeah, you can make a case for that.
I don't think it's egregious, but I just disagree.
I'm like I don't even like Melo as a player, but you got to give him respect.
Melo's the fucking goat.
Why you don't like Melo as a player? Melo was a ball player. What you saying?
No, I feel like like the whole when he went to the Knicks, he was doing it for like money, and I mean I respect that, but like
no, he did it because he tried to the whole reason he left the Nuggets was because he wanted to compete. That was the first thing to Melo. He wanted to compete. I don't think it was just for money.
And most of his success was he had kind of success in the NBA, but most of his success was like Olympics and college.
Hey Tyson, Tyson, you keep on talking all that shit. You scared, you ducked the whole shit.
Yeah, I thought me and Tyson were cool. He told me to shut the fuck up earlier, bro. Like I didn't like that.
Oh, for real?
Yo, P5, who's talking to you like that, bro? Who's talking to you like that?
Fucking bro, dude that's in the chat. Just
P5,
bro, it's cool.
Nobody's
P5, man. Hey, don't look for anyone's approval. There's only one person's approval you need, and it's this is me just talking religious right now. Look to the man above's approval. Anyone else's is irrelevant.
Eric Lewis.
For sure.
Shout out to Eric Lewis, the biggest.
I want Brandon to come up here and give his opinion on it.
Y'all
better chill.
Shout out
Y'all
to
tripping with that. Eric Lewis thing. That's
Robbie, Big Ox.
Because Brandon completely disagreed with Herm on the Kevin Johnson thing, and I want to see if he was.
Yeah, the Kevin. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
That Eric Lewis thing still wild though.
That was the only bad
Dude
thing.
said Kevin Johnson. Prime Kevin Johnson is better than Stockton.
My only problem with Herm's debate in the
he's not. He's not.
No, he wasn't. Fuck.
Anyway, hey Mook, man, I gotta go. You guys stay up.
Oh no.
Yeah, you too, brother.
Yeah, you too, brother. Every day, sir.
Damn, man. Like I'm looking at the voting, because I wrote down like that shit, like, damn. Like everybody,
I don't know why people disrespect John Stockton like that. That John crazy.
Yeah, he was.
I'm not gonna lie, that Fallout debate wars, that should be a thing. Like that should be.
That's crazy. What's the name? And King J say he was overrated. What the hell?
Yeah, he's not overrated.
I ain't gonna lie.
Melo Louise is overrated by some. Like if you say he's top 30, you're overrating him. But that's
who?
Melo.
He said, "Why didn't Herm stay after?"
No, I was talking about John Stockton.
Oh, you talking about Stockton?
Wait, did you say you have him overrated or underrated?
Stockton. If you say he's a top 3 or top 5 playmaker of all time, you're overrating him. But,
no, he is. What are you talking about?
He is P5.
No, he's a top 5. He's a top 5. He's not. I don't know.
Man, he's top 1 or 2. Maybe even 3.
I don't know about
I gotta
that.
cook this shit with Kevin Johnson and Stockton.
Hold on, we're talking about playmaking. We're talking about playmaking now. Not nothing else, just playmaking. Yes, he's definitely 1 or 2. Maybe 3.
Kevin Johnson in his prime was a better scorer, better defender. He was just as good of a playmaker. The two things.
Who are we talking about?
Stockton. Number one,
Kevin Johnson, Stockton.
Stockton played in a system in Utah, the Princeton offense with Jerry Sloan, and he had Karl Malone. Kevin Johnson had no system whatsoever. The other thing is Kevin Johnson played Stockton heads up in the playoffs in the early 90s, and Kevin Johnson obliterated Stockton.
But see, Stockton not a scorer, though. Stockton is not really a scorer like that.
A random team without that system of the Princeton offense, without Karl Malone, Stockton wouldn't have been remotely close to the player.
John Stockton is not a scorer. He's not really a scorer like that.
A better player than Stockton.
Let Brandon cook, man.
No, see, Stockton not really a scorer. See, y'all getting mixed up.
Wait, Brandon, you have
he's a better defender. I bet John Stockton is a better defender than Kevin Johnson.
No, he's not.
Hold on. I'm trying to hear.
John Stockton is a better defender than
Brandon, you have.
I mean, John Stockton was not a better defender than Kevin Johnson.
Kevin.
Yes, he was.
Brandon, you have Kevin Johnson over Stockton as a player.
No.
Yes, he was.
That's not what I said, King J. Because Kevin Johnson had so many injuries that we never.
No, I mean as a player, not all time. I'm talking about
right.
As a
what
player.
I said is I have Kevin Johnson in his prime over Stockton in his.
Okay,
prime.
that's what I wanted to know.
Kevin Johnson's career was too
and that's
short
crazy.
for me
That's
to put him
crazy.
over
That's
Stockton.
crazy.
And Stockton was
That's
playing at a
crazy.
high level at age 38, so I can't put Johnson over Stockton because Stockton had such good longevity. But Johnson in his prime definitely was better than Stockton.
I disagree with that, but okay.
I gotta say this though, like my thing with Stockton and his playmaking, like top 5 passer, I can get with you. Pinpoint passer, barely really made any mistakes. Passes were always on target, but when it comes to advantage creation and actually being able to draw defenders towards yourself, I don't think it was top 5. Top 10, I agree. But I think there's just 5 guys better than him in that category: Magic, LeBron, Jokic, Bird, Curry. That's
LeBron is not a better playmaker than John Stockton.
Yes.
Stop
when
it.
it comes to advantage,
He's not, bro. Come on, bro. He's not.
Yes, he is.
Come on, stop it.
Laurent, what you think?
LeBron,
You think Kevin Johnson better than Stockton?
Even if you don't want to give me LeBron, Jason Kidd is better. Steve Nash is also better. That's 2 more names.
I'm not gonna lie. I was talking on my ass in that final topic.
I
barely watched him do this, bro.
What the hell y'all been
Steve
listening
Nash
to?
is a better playmaker than John Stockton?
I agree with him being a top 5 passer.
What the hell y'all been listening to? Low?
Because Kevin Johnson at his peak was a 20 and a 20 plus, almost 10 assists.
Hey, chat, y'all hear me, chat?
It's tough, man.
Let's go. Run that Madden.
John Stockton for his career. John Stockton for his career averaged 13.
I like Kevin Johnson, but he nowhere near the point guard that John Stockton.
You saying that, but John Stockton for his career.
Hey, hold on. Hey, hold on, bro. Bro, stop what we're talking about. Hey, yeah, I'm gonna put my number in the private chat, bro. Text me if you want some smoke, bro.
I'm sorry,
Stop
I'm
ducking
right
me.
now, bro.
Yo, Mookie, let me tell you something. Mookie,
Are you on right now?
Johnston was a much better scorer than Stockton in the playoffs.
All right, I'm about to
He
put
was a
the
much
list
better
yesterday.
scorer.
Hey, Mookie, look, hey, shout out to Herman, and congrats to King J. Hey, Mookie,
Yeah.
it was a dope final round. But for next time, bro, you should do judging per round because if the debater knows if he's down or if he's up, that should have more urgency.
Hey, Dan Villa.
John Stockton for his career average to double double.
Dan Vola.
I know, but that's
Hey, hold on. I got hey, Dan Vola.
Should judge per round, bro.
Hold on, bro. Hey, Dan Viola.
Yep.
Hey, what's up, man? How you found Rated R, man?
Bro, I fucking love your page. Me and my friend always send your shit to each other because we just think it's hilarious how you just shit on LeBron.
You like LeBron?
It is,
No,
but
no,
you know,
obviously not.
All right,
You safe, nigga.
All right,
some of the stuff they say is correct, but you know.
Hold on, let me ask you something, Dan Vola. Who's have you seen the short of the guy naming 50 players better than Melo?
Oh no, that was ridiculous. That no.
Do you think he's a hold on? Do you think he's an asshole for that?
Why would he be an asshole for that? That's just his opinion.
Hey, I love it.
Well, hold on. Let me ask you something. Do you disagree with that?
Oh no, I completely disagree.
So
where do you have Melo ranked?
That's actually a good question. Maybe top 40.
I could hear it.
Like
but...
as a score, if we're going by like as a pure scorer, he's arguably in that top 10. But so he doesn't have like the two-way game that like other players do, and obviously like he doesn't facilitate either. But if you're just like if you want like a pure,
no, he wasn't, man.
Melo would average. What do you average?
Okay, I think Melo gets underrated a little bit. But I don't think he was great. But he gets underrated a little bit in that category.
Yeah, Melo was a very good passer on double teams. That was the key
he wasn't.
A
passer and
okay, all right.
No, why keep talking about Syracuse, man?
All right, very good.
Yo, can I talk on this real quick?
I'm not saying it was a very good.
Who said John Stockton was a top 2 playmaker and he's a better playmaker than LeBron? Who said that? You're a casual.
Wait,
that's
what?
Such a casual take. John Stockton is not a better playmaker. John Stockton is not a better playmaker than LeBron. No, he is not.
He's not a better playmaker than
No,
LeBron.
he is not.
He's not.
How is he a better playmaker?
Because it's easy. Because he's more consistent of a passer. LeBron James passing and playmaking has relied on him getting to the rim and just skip passing to the corner to open 3-pointers. John Stockton is a better entry passer. John Stockton is a better pick and roll passer. John Stockton is a better, and then the production of his passing and his playmaking, it's equated to some of the most assists that we've seen of all time, ladies and gentlemen. Right? John Stockton is better at feeding guys cutters baseline to the basket. His passing, his playmaking was simple, but it was so much effective because it's creating advantage for Carmelo to score in the post. It's creating an advantage for many other players to score. So yeah, that's why John Stockton is better passer. And on top of that, he's give you more assists, and on top of that, he's committing less turnovers.
He does.
He's committing less turnovers. LeBron is committing more turnovers, right? And he's not giving nowhere near the assists.
Brandon, you disagree, right?
Disagree with what?
With Stockton being over LeBron?
I totally disagree.
Yeah, no, John Stockton was not a better playmaker than.
Okay, I just had to make sure that me and the green guy weren't the only ones on this. All right.
Yes, he is.
Hey,
Dan, do you agree that Stockton is a better playmaker than LeBron?
Oh, 100%.
What?
Thank
you. Not even close.
How?
Look, you don't lead the league in assists for what, 9 out of 10 years in a row? If you're not
the league in assists because he had the ball in every fucking possession.
Yeah, that's LeBron.
Whoa, Brandon, watch your mouth, man.
That's LeBron.
All right. So John, you talk about how John Stockton produced more. You said how John Stockton and LeBron produced more, or John Stockton produced more. John Stockton was making the most basic passes I've ever seen in my life. He was not creating.
Okay, no, here's the other thing.
He wasn't. Hold on. Let me explain.
Because Stockton couldn't score, so he passed more.
Let me explain why he's not a better passing playmaker than LeBron, because that's such a casual take. John Stockton was making entry passes to Karl Malone on the block, and he would hit a post move to Third Bailey off of pick and rolls. To Mark Eaton, he would do a post hook. He was not making.
Do you know pick and rolls? Do you know pick and rolls?
He was not.
Do you know? Do you know? Hold on. You make hold on.
Not making any ridiculous passes.
The way that you break in the game is terrible. Hold on. Pick and rolls is not the most simple pass to make. It's really not. You gotta really. No. You gotta really have IQ, timing, and basic like great reads to make high pick and roll passes. It's not the most simplest pass that you're just making, bro. The fact that
he wasn't running high pick and roll.
Okay, it wasn't. Okay, what I'm saying is that the fact that Stockton's timing on the pick and rolls, the fact that him having the ability, the IQ, the vision to see or to make the pass, right? That's creating Karl Malone in the post. No, it's not about not liking him. It's the fact that he's producing more assists and he's committing less turnovers. And first of all, you keep on saying those basic passes. You got to have high IQ to make those type of reads.
Mookie, every great passer can make an entry pass. John Stockton was
not necessarily. You got players in this league. You got players in this league today are struggling to make basic entry passes or struggling to make.
That's players today. But every great player,
so
like
stop
LeBron,
saying that every
like
great pass.
LeBron, Magic, LeBron, Jokic, all the great passes. Jason Kidd, Steve
LeBron's
passes.
LeBron is
They can all make entry passes.
LeBron James passing and playmaking is much more so generated on him getting to the rim, bro. That's what it is. When teams collapse on LeBron,
that's playmaking though.
That's
another.
He's not.
I understand. Hold on.
The top of the key.
Hold on. That's why I said. That's why I said.
The ball
but if LeBron James is not getting to the if LeBron James is not getting to the rim, he's not playmaking on the half court.
Even when he's on,
not delivering.
But even when he's out on the perimeter, he's still. Even when he's out on the perimeter, you can't just guard him one on one. You can't do that.
LeBron don't need
Hold on. I can't hold on. Let me ask you something. If LeBron James is not playmaking, what other passes that he's making that is creating advantages that he's not getting to the rim? When he's not getting,
well, he could pass out the high. Hold on, Mookie. He could pass out the high post. He could score. He could pass in transition. He could pass out the pick and roll.
Stockton is a better transition.
He could do outlet passes.
Stockton is a better transition passer. So what's the point?
No, he's not.
Yes, he is.
Yes, I can't believe y'all sitting here trying to argue that LeBron is a better passer than John Stockton. This is fucking crazy.
Every high-level passer is making a simple entry pass. Every single high-level
there is no argument that you can make that John Stockton was better than LeBron James at creating advantage and
boy, is you stupid?
Are you dumb?
And hold on, and
P5
not hold on, and P5
not speaking facts. Y'all just dick riding.
Hold on,
no.
I just explained to you how. You need me to tell you that
what is John Stockton?
The host.
You clearly did it.
Hey, I'm about to mute y'all niggas, bro, because y'all not gonna overtalk me on my platform. Now, let me say this shit right quick. And when we looking at John Stockton, right, the fact that he played in the 90s, which everything was compacted in, the passes that he had to make out of
not in the West, it wasn't in the 90s.
Yes, it was. It was. The 90s was. He has to make more difficult passes because everything's compacted in. Imagine if John Stockton played in this fucking era.
It's not true in the West.
That's not even true.
Backstage, motherfucker. Stop over talking me, motherfucker.
But then you gotta let us get our points.
Now,
yo, sorry.
When I'm saying it,
who brought up like how can you even compare LeBron to Stockton in that regard?
I want to hear you talk.
Hold on. What I'm saying is this: God damn,
man, y'all let him talk. Damn, what the hell is wrong with y'all?
Let the host talk. Have some respect, man.
Oh my goodness, let him talk. The quicker y'all let him talk, the faster we can get our points off.
Damn, thank you. The fact that John Stockton was like in the 80s or the 90s, right, where defenses was tougher hand check and get really direct what players you have to go. The fact that you literally have to guard John Stockton when he cross half court, when defenders are literally putting pressure on the ball when John Stockton has to deliver the rock, the fact that he has to make those passes in a half court setting, he has to make entry passes when teams are putting enough pressure on John Stockton, right? And their position is well, defenders are well positioned on John Stockton. The fact that he has to make tighter window throws when he see rings the guys under the basket as well, right? That will make him a better passer than LeBron James. He's producing more assists and he's turning over the ball lesser, especially when defenses is positioning well on ball when he crosses the half court, and he's feeding guys like Karl Malone. He's creating advantage for Karl Malone. The fact that I say that Karl Malone is creating all the advantage. No, John Stockton is creating advantage for Karl Malone to make his job much easier, make it very, very hard to double him because he's the timing that he must put on the pass is much elite at that time. So, bro, John Stockton is a better passer.
Now let me get this out because Brandon, wait, Brandon.
That's absurd.
Brandon, wait, because I'm about to debunk some of the stuff you just said. You said the lane was more packed. From a concept standpoint, that could be true, but you have to understand that the Utah Jazz, especially in the 90s, were one of the first teams to take advantage of illegal defense, meaning that wherever the player you were defending went, you had to go with them. You couldn't just help off. You couldn't play zone. And if you were going to double, you had to hard double. The Utah Jazz were basically playing 5 out, even with guys that couldn't shoot threes, and the defense was forced to account for them. Also, the reason that this is my big thing with John Stockton and his playmaking just simply didn't really translate to the playoffs all the time because the Utah Jazz ran an offense where it was very predictable in the playoffs, where even in the regular season, there was tons of off-ball movement, great scores, especially in the mid-range, were coming off of screens, and that's how Stockton was getting his assists. But in the playoffs, that offense became predictable, and John Stockton wasn't nearly skilled enough to still be able to create advantages, even outside of the offense. Even when Utah's offense was getting stopped, and they were losing, Stockton was unable to hold up that level of playmaking because of the offense that he played in.
Hey, P5, you said his playmaking didn't translate in the playoffs. It was 10. He averaged 10. He averaged the same assists in the playoffs.
LeBron, no. But if you actually watch the games, you'll see that John Stockton had a much harder time in the playoffs, even if he averaged the most assists. Secondly, assist does not equal playmaking. Assist is when you pass a player the ball and they make the shot. You can pass the ball to a Karl Malone.
This is a
has to turn around and take a tough 17-foot mid-range jumper when he's contested.
I want to talk because John Stockton so
help his ass out, Brandon.
LeBron James and his playmaking. LeBron James was getting all-time great rim pressure on the rim. He was able to use his eyes to move defensive players like chess pieces, making no-look passes, being able to hit cutters.
P5, you cooking yourself.
Being able to hit 3-point shooters right in the pocket after drawing more defensive attention. And even when he wasn't getting to the rim, he still drew a lot of defensive attention out on the perimeter because everyone knows this. You cannot leave LeBron one-on-one on an island. So he was always getting help side. So there was always help on that side of the court, which left the other side of the court open for LeBron James to make the pass to the corner.
And this why you're wrong.
LeBron James is one of the greatest skip passers of all time. There's not an inch of the court that he
thinks
cannot
it's still
see.
the debate mode.
Hold on, P5. First of all, this is why you cooking yourself when you talking about the Utah Jazz running a predictable offense. Mm-hmm. Every time when LeBron James on the offense is very, very predictable. It relies on LeBron James getting to the rim, right? LeBron James does not have an elite level post game or not have a refined post game at all throughout the majority of his career. So it relies on LeBron James. Heavily relies on LeBron James attacking the rim and feeding the shooters, running a 4 or 5 out offense.
That's what
LeBron James playmaking relies on. Now you talking about Stockton's assists. You talking about John. Hold on. You talking about John Stockton assists. John Stockton assists translated in the postseason. That's a fucking lie.
No, the
John
playmaking
didn't. What you mean? Assist is
the Utah Jazz offense.
Assist is hold on. Assist. Hold on.
Led by John Stockton in the
hold on. Assist. Assist is heavily relied on playmaking. So if I got John Stockton
playoffs.
Hold on. If I got John Stockton in the postseason, hold on. If I have John Stockton in the postseason, who's giving me 15, who's giving me 13, who's giving me 13, who's giving me 11, who's giving me 10 assists on a night-to-night basis in a postseason setting while making deep postseason runs, when assists is a heavy part of the.
They're getting bounced at this first round.
No.
John Stockton has more first-round exits than Western Conference Finals appearances.
You changed the goalpost. You talking about playmaking? You hold on.
I got to explain this because you are lying.
You're changing. Hold on. You changing the goalpost. Hold on. You changing the goalpost.
I'm not changing the goalpost. You just told a
lie. Because we're not
talking
talking about first round. We're talking about playmaking.
Yeah, you said a lie. You said he was able to sustain that into deep postseason.
Yes.
He wasn't. He wasn't.
No. Okay, so tell me when he played 18 games in the 95-96 playoffs, he's averaging 11 assists.
Because and guess what? You said
because he had the ball on every possession.
And LeBron has the ball.
When the ball was more so in the hands of Karl Malone and was being ran through him, that's when the team became more successful. Assists is not how you determine playmaking. Or it's
part of playmaking.
It is part of playmaking. That's not all of playmaking.
But what an assist is
just because hold on.
When you pass the ball to your teammate and they make the shot, it doesn't take into account if it's a tough
but you're creating that event. Hold on, you're creating those. Yes, he is.
Hold on. He's standing at the top of the key, dribbling the ball.
Yes, he's standing. Hold on. Hold on. This is why I can tell y'all niggas don't play basketball. You make it seem like standing on the top of the key and John Stockton and people's playing great position on John Stockton. That means they put they ball pressure on John Stockton.
Did the same shit.
John Stockton has to literally hold on. John Stockton has to literally make on when he's crossing half court to a Karl Malone in the post, right? And teams are literally having great positioning on John Stockton, which he has to make the pass, where he has to see over 6'4", 6'3" defenders that are guarding him as well. And he has to crave for Karl Malone, who's in the post near the wing, near the elbow. And Karl Malone is getting a good shot opportunity, which is hard for teams to double team because the passes that he's making in the pick and roll, you make it seem like pick and rolls are easy to make.
I don't.
No, you have to have high IQ to run a pick and roll that John Stockton was running. And the title windows that he's throwing against tougher defenses as well. That's the reason why John Stockton is able to sustain that success in the postseason, which P5 lied about because he still give you 12. He still give you 11 postseason assists every game.
You just lied. I didn't say anything about assists. Now let me get to my point. I do not disagree that Stockton wasn't a great playmaker, or that he was a great playmaker. I have him top 10 still. All I'm saying is that what LeBron James was able to do was much more impressive. He drew more defensive attention. He attracted more rim pressure. He had more high leverage passes. And it converted better into the playoffs. I'm not saying that John. I did not say a word. I did not say a word.
I think John Stockton is a great playmaker and passer.
I did not say a word about John Stockton and his assist numbers. I did not say a word about that.
Mookie, leave it up to his niggas. LeBron James a top 5 passer, rebounder.
You're top 5 in everything.
Hey, hold on. You know, Tyree, they get their takes off of that fat nigga Legend of Winning, right?
Yeah.
And they sit there still his talking points when knowing damn well if you watch John Stockton with his eyes, John Stockton is one of the best playmakers and passers in the
But P5 never watched John Stockton though, so
John Stockton lost in the first round.
It's a difference. It's a difference.
John Stockton lost in the first round 10 times.
It's a difference. Go ahead, Tyree.
I mean, you had the greatest player of all time in that era, dog.
Times Stockton lost in the.
That's a lame excuse.
See, the difference is, bro.
You go up against Michael Jordan and see if you can beat him. Brandon.
He wasn't playing Michael Jordan in the first round.
Yeah. What's crazy is though, bro, when you
wasn't playing Michael Jordan's getting bounced out the first round, nigga. We talking about
when you playing in a
that was in the 80s though. That was in the 80s when Mike would get bounced out the first round.
I said John Stockton.
That was when Michael was playing super teams like Boston. No. Here's the difference between LeBron and Stockton. The reason Stockton averaged more assists was Stockton wasn't a very good scorer in the playoffs. Stockton only averaged 13 points a game in the playoffs. So Stockton was always looking to pass.
He's not a scorer. Okay, he's not a scorer. Everybody's not a scorer.
Not as good as a playmaker.
Steve Nash wasn't a scorer. He averaged like 15 points.
LeBron drew more attention.
The only reason Stockton averaged
LeBron is
because Stockton couldn't score.
Somebody getting fussed at by the old lady.
I got somebody getting fucked out back there in the background.
Yeah, but LeBron, listen, LeBron do
Somebody just go on mute. Just save yourself and go on mute.
Hold on, LeBron do more attention than Stockton because LeBron's more of a to score
How
than
they gonna say
Stockton.
LeBron the best rebounder of all time?
Yeah, they gonna say he's the best rebounder.
He's definitely not the best rebounder.
Yeah, definitely not the best rebounder.
All I'm saying is this: is that
far from that.
Hold on. The fact that Stockton, his requirements to playmaking pass, like in the league, some of the best offense in the league, and the fact that he's being consistent at making those correct passes, even if you sit there and say that they're basic passes, basic reads, he's making them and he's producing.
He's a pure point guard,
and I understand that. But those reads that you're talking about, Mookie, ain't nobody calling John Stockton a bad playmaker or a bad passer. But
hold on, one at a time. You can't hear everybody. One at a time.
To their point though, Mookie. To their point though, Mookie. LeBron James scoring alone is going to put him above John Stockton as a playmaker.
It's not.
I agree with that.
Time, man. Y'all niggas can't wait your turn, bro. Damn.
One at a time. Let Tyree go.
Damn.
I said I do agree with him with the LeBron is being a better playmaker because due to his scoring that he can give you about 30 points per game or 25, let's say 25 to 30 points per game, which is much more than John Stockton and also still give you the quality of passes or passing that John Stockton has. So I still give LeBron James.
So Tyree,
even though LeBron James is the system and John Stockton has to play in the system, which is a big difference, but I'm just not sure why we comparing a system pure point guard.
You think LeBron on the Tyree? You think LeBron is a better passer than John Stockton?
Not a better passer, a better playmaker.
Yeah, he's a better playmaker, dude.
I disagree with that too. I disagree with both of those.
Hey, Mook, what pass that John Stockton can make that LeBron can't make?
That's all I've been trying to say this whole time.
It's not the passes that LeBron can't listen. What I'm saying is this: is that LeBron James' playmaking and his passing is heavily depending on him getting toward the rim. Well, LeBron James don't.
Bad thing though.
Because it is. I'm gonna tell you why.
And it's not the only thing.
What is John Stockton?
I'm gonna tell you why. Hold on. I'm gonna tell you why. Because when teams compact the paint like the Spurs, and when teams, when you have an enforcer down low or protecting the paint, LeBron James is not effective as a passer and playmaker where he was just getting to the rim, or you playing LeBron or LeBron James has one-on-one and nobody's sending help with no weak side and he's getting to the rim and you have somebody that's coming over on the help and he's playmaking to a Shane Battier in the corner or Ray Allen near the top of the key near the left wing as well. So what I'm saying is
defensive attention, Mookie. That's how it works.
Right. So let me ask y'all a question.
Can I ask you one question? If he's not getting to the rim in a half court, hold on. If he's not getting to the rim, If he's not getting to the rim, and if from a half court set, how does LeBron play make?
He play makes in transition. He play makes out the post. He play makes out the post in transition. Isolation.
You also got to understand LeBron is one of the greatest dictators in pace too.
Yeah, he literally play makes through transition. What are we talking about? John Stockton ain't doing that.
Mookie, how do they stop him from getting to the rim?
But Mookie, he's not just a driving kick passer, bro. He could pass out the post, the high post, transition. He's a great outlet. That's what you said, bro. You said if you're not getting to the rim, how are you passing it?
Right,
that's what most of his assists come from.
Him and D Wade, boy, he was giving D Wade some crazy passes.
That's what most of his assists come from, driving kicks.
Not running
but LeBron James is in a league where 3-point is at the league's highest, right? And no defenses that can be played that is much physical. So the spacing is much better. If John Stockton is playing in this era, right, which the spacing is at an all-time high, and he's playing in the era where you just can't play defense or you can't really hand check and force a player to go a certain type of direction, John Stockton would be even much as a better scorer. So that was going to help his playmaking, right? Mm-hmm. and he would be even
John
much
Stockton
as a better
would get
passer
obliterated
and a
defensively
playmaker,
this
bro.
year with
Stop it.
Yeah,
No, he won't. No, he wouldn't.
Hey,
Because
Mook, no
John-
disrespect, but handshaking is overrated, my guy. Handshaking is
It's
overrated.
very overrated. They were barely handshaking.
Yes, they were. They were handshaking.
Steph Curry would score 50 on Stockton in the first
LeBron's
quarter.
benefiting from illegal or a hand checking. You have to.
Man, y'all really is delusional, ain't it?
Nah, the delusional ones is you.
Y'all really is delusional. Y'all think nobody can play in the trash ass era. Y'all gotta stop saying that.
You have to bring up. You have to.
This era is
I haven't even been saying anything. What the hell is you talking about?
Yo, nigga, we
I haven't even been saying anything.
Hey, this nigga
Hold on. Let me ask you something. And I want to pull this up.
You have to acknowledge how John Stockton also had a huge advantage.
Hold on. Who is creating this advantage?
Mookie's got the video highlights.
Oh, not the highlights.
Not
the highlights.
Who is creating this advantage?
Stockton. I agree with that. That one play, Stockton. LeBron did it more often.
But he's getting to the rim too.
More often than Stockton did.
He's getting to the rim too.
No, he did not. He's doing the same.
He's right in the paint, man.
He just went to the rim and passed it under the rim.
Highlights.
He's not getting to the rim. He's drawing the defense. He's drawing the defense. He's not getting to the rim.
I never.
He's drawing the defense.
So LeBron don't do that.
I never said Stockton never got to the rim. I still
created that advantage for
I still have him as a top 10
Nobody
playmaker.
says he wasn't a good playmaker.
Top 10 playmaker.
But he's better than LeBron.
Look at LeBron's
Way
passing.
better than
Look at
LeBron.
LeBron's passing and look at LeBron.
This is not an argument. I don't see why people arguing this dumbass shit, bro. Man, John Stockton is a way better playmaker than LeBron.
He's not a way. See, this is what I'm saying. Like,
Way better, bro. It's not, bro, come on.
So here again, I ask, what pass that John Stockton can make that LeBron
Y'all like
can't make?
stats. Y'all like stats.
What stats?
John
We
Stockton
haven't
had
said
his
a
10 assists for his career.
Not a single stat.
Y'all like stats. John Stockton averaged 10 assists for his career.
Bro, you can't go by stats. Stats don't always determine if you're better than
Oh,
somebody.
now you can't go by stats. That's the only thing y'all use, but now you can't go by stats.
That's not the only thing you use all the time, nigga. Come on, bro. So that's okay. So LeBron is the greatest scorer all time because he done scored more points than anybody else, right?
I mean, that's right. I
Stats
hear a
always
lot of
don't tell
people
you the
saying
truth,
that.
bro.
I hear a lot of people saying that. I hear a lot of people saying that.
That's a casual
I hear a
take.
lot of
That's not
people
true. That's a
saying that.
casual take. That's a casual take. If you
I hear a
hear
lot of
that,
people
that's from
saying that.
casuals who don't know basketball. Just because somebody says something doesn't make it true, bro.
Mookie, you can literally go look up the game that John Stockton dropped 20 and 20. You can go look up the game that John Stockton dropped 20 and 20 on Magic's head.
9. He could see over the defense.
Bro, y'all
and
LeBron
make
fans don't let nobody
Stockton
talk.
was only able to create from the
That
top
shit
of the
crazy,
key.
I'm a LeBron.
I'm about to keep
Jay to go.
This shit sad.
Utah's offense exclusively went through Karl Malone, and it was very
Listen to that, Brandon.
predictable.
He be lying.
That's
He
why
be
Jordan
making up
got that
stats and stuff.
layup. The Bulls knew exactly where Utah's offense was going because Stockton wasn't good enough late in games in the fourth quarter.
He wasn't.
Facts, Brendan. Cook, man.
That's a fact.
Man, Brandon be
Cook,
lying. He be making up stats.
But
Nah, he
I-
cooking y'all
Mookie,
niggas.
you
Cook,
just
Brendan.
You're fucking Stockton Homer.
You just brought up John Stockton's highlights.
Damn, a Stockton Homer is crazy.
If I look up LeBron James's highlights, will you let me show them?
I mean, these
Prove
people
what I'm
act
saying?
like John Stockton was fucking Magic Johnson.
He wasn't.
Yeah, like he wasn't.
Nobody say he was, but you make it seem like LeBron James is a better passer than fucking.
He's a better
Not a better
passer.
Not a better passer.
Playmaking and passing just a part of your playmaking.
How can a scoring first guy be better than a pass first guy that first
Because
reading?
he was better than him. He was
No, he was not. No, he was not. No, he was
because LeBron
not.
was better. Yes, he
LeBron
was.
No, he was not. And Stockton played in this era. Hold on. And Stockton played in this era.
We can move on. We can move on.
Stockton played in this era, which the spacing at an all-time high. He would be even much better playmaker than
No,
him.
he wouldn't.
And he'd be even much better scorer.
He would be
He'd be a better
unstoppable.
scorer.
If LeBron played in
I can't lie. If LeBron played in the '90s, bro, he probably have high assists too. Like you can't double team. You can't spin help. Like come on, bro.
If LeBron played in the '90s, he would be even worse scorer than he was now.
That's not true.
He would be the worst scorer with illegal defenses.
Come on, Mookie. You know basketball more than that.
That's not
Come
true.
on,
That's
man.
not true because
And the reason-
LeBron is one of the most strongest athletes.
Hold on. The reason why is because you
This
had
is crazy.
centers back then. You had an elite rim protector. You had the king. You had hold on. Doesn't illegal defense represent what's being played today in the NBA? Where you can have hold on. Because hold on. The fact of the matter, if I'm playing in this era, ladies and gentlemen, right, where I'm having a guy in a post, right, and some over get the respect of guys behind the arc from a 3-point shooter. The fact that the 3-point shooter is at an all-time high. Hold on, at an all-time high. So if somebody come over and double, right, that means the other guy is conceding a 3 because how great he is behind the arc and shooting the long ball, right? It represents of what's being played now, right, than what it was in the 90s. In the 90s, you couldn't help off on these guys, bro, because of the legal defense. You got stuff that's in the 90s that represent the legal defense that it does now because of the amount of spacing of the guys that's conceding 3s behind the arc. I'm seeing. Hold on. I'm seeing in so many plays. Hold on. I'm seeing in so many plays where I've seen Giannis or Kawhi or who else in it? Jokic. Teams are not really doubling Jokic or helping off of Jokic because the amount of 3-point shooting that's behind the arc. That represents a legal defense that's compared to the 90s because the amount of shooters that's in today's games, if you double or you help off of them, that's conceding an open 3.
But the way that
but LeBron game translates to the 90s more than it translates to the 90s, though. His game translates to the 90s.
It's how you stop players like LeBron from getting to the rim. That's you pack the paint. That's how you minimize paint scoring and how you get to the paint. If LeBron James played in an era where you could not zone up, and where if you doubled, you had to hard double, and the guy in the corner or the guy on the wing could just cut to the rim, and LeBron would make the pass, he would be unstoppable. He would not. You could not guard him. No defender in that era could guard him one-on-one. He would be able to do every cut when he got doubled. LeBron James would not be stoppable, Mookie, especially.
And Mookie, I got a question.
Hold on. Did the Spurs double LeBron James in the 07 finals? Where they would like sitting double on LeBron pick and rolls? No, they went under the pick because his inability to shoot open mid-range jump shots.
Can't do that in the 90s, though.
You're talking about a third or fourth year in the league, LeBron, before he's even in his prime.
Okay, but the fact, hold on.
Was 2019 Giannis Antetokounmpo in 2007? If that's who he was as an offensive player, a player who continuously got to the rim. So you want to know what the Spurs did?
Okay, but my point,
the Cavs lack spacing. You could not do that in the 90s.
P5. 2011, he played the same way like he did in 2006.
Even hold on. P5. Even if you look at if you watch Jordan against like the Milwaukee Bucks or something, bro. Jordan, for the most part, his mid-range game was not like established at an elite way, right? And teams were going on the picks on Michael Jordan's pick and rolls, and they were really forcing him to shoot jump shots. That's going to be duplicated with LeBron James in the 90s. People are going to compact the paint. They're gonna hand check LeBron, and they're gonna force LeBron James to shoot open mid-range jump shots, right? Because they have an elite bigs that are altering shots and contesting shots at the rim.
All right, Mookie. Now I gotta ask this.
He want to be dominating the 90s.
Are we putting LeBron James on a team, a similar team to what John Stockton was on, where not the players on it necessarily, but how they played offense, how they took advantage of illegal defense, how they had non-floor spacers out there still spacing out the floor and taking advantage of illegal defense? Does he play on a team like that? Or is he playing on a team like the Bulls who didn't know what they were doing coaching wise?
You must have forgot though, P5. You must have forgot though, P5. It wasn't no illegal defense back then, so the center could just camp in the paint.
There was. There
was illegal defense. That makes
if the center man was in the hop,
if you saw the Jazz and how they ran their offense in the 90s, you would see Mark Eaton on the wing at the 3-point line, and they had to guard him. That's how the Jazz ran their offense, Mingle. If you actually watched John Stockton, you would know that. But you saying that they just didn't do it lets me know that you didn't.
I never said they didn't do it. What are you talking about? I never said
the Jazz did exploit the rules in the 90s, though.
I did not say they didn't do it.
If LeBron is playing on a team that is exploiting the rules of the game, like to the extent of what Utah was doing, he would be unguardable.
You could even tag cutters.
That's cap.
That is not.
I mean, I disagree with that because I just
in the 90s is athletic enough to stay in front of LeBron or to keep up with him downhill.
How can you say it's cap when his game translates to the 90s, bro? Like,
and also LeBron James
translates to the 90s.
LeBron James in a more physical era, he will be able to be more physical in the 90s, right? Yes or no?
He has the physicality to do it. He's strong enough to do it.
I mean, he would have been
more physical. So that means
he would be
physical, and he will be able to be more dominant in the 90s.
Bro. He came in 2000s when the most physical era. He wasn't dominant. Stop it, bro.
In the late 2000s, he was. Yes, he was as a player.
That's late 2000s.
No,
I said early 2000s. He was not dominant, man. Stop it.
As rookie, you expect rookie LeBron.
Rookie LeBron.
Okay, what about the fourth year?
LeBron.
What about the fourth year LeBron? Was he dominant?
Yeah, no, he wasn't really dominant late in the 90s. I mean, in the 2000s.
Fourth year was 2007.
Really
I gave him 4 years in the league. 2007, was he dominant? His fifth year, was he dominant?
Or fifth year LeBron.
Okay, so stop it.
He was top 5 in the league, wasn't he?
He was, but
Was he dominant?
Was he dominant? No, he was not dominant, bro.
He wasn't dominant.
The defenders in the 2000s are far better than defenders in the 90s.
Nigga was
facts.
47%, bro. Like, come on, man, stop that shit.
Don't even compare the 2000s to the 90s defensively. It's not even close.
That wasn't prime LeBron.
Yeah, but you saying unguardable? Like, come on, man, stop the shit.
If you put,
he would be a great player still in the 90s, but unguardable, man. Come on, he ain't even
Herb said outside of hold on, P5. Herb said outside of Carmelo. He said outside of hold on, P5.
Playmaker.
Herb said outside of Carmelo. He said Herb said outside of
here. Let Mookie talk. Go ahead, Mookie. I couldn't hear.
Yeah, I got that. Herb said outside of Carmelo, John Stockton's teammates wasn't good.
Jeff Malone.
Wait.
Carmelo.
But you want to know what's crazy? LeBron runs like a gazelle. LeBron and Carmelo are like the same size, and y'all saying he won't be able to dominate.
Y'all just naming names. If LeBron James had Jeff Malone, y'all would not be naming these niggas. Stop.
Jeff Malone.
If LeBron James had Jeff Malone, Jeff Malone is getting traded. Stop it, PS5.
Jeff Malone.
I know that. Barely
ain't no troll, nigga. You know he getting traded.
Yeah, barely Mark Eaton, and he had
LeBron is trading them niggas.
Jeff Malone is crazy.
Now you're trolling.
What about third baby?
So you saying LeBron James wouldn't trade Jeff Malone?
Players weren't getting moved.
I'm just saying, with your boy, they is. With your boy, they is.
Player movement won't nothing like how it is now. You couldn't do that in the 90s. I don't care who you was.
Yeah, but LeBron James get that nigga out of there, bro. Stop it.
Free agency.
LeBron James cannot play with no Jeff Malone, man. Stop
this
shit.
Shit, LeBron will get your ass out of there now. I'm telling you that now.
Not playing with no
he could do that in this era. He won't be able to do that in the 90s, bro. He would not be able to do that in the 90s.
Okay, even if he can't do it in the 90s, he still wouldn't be able to play with no Jeff Malone, nigga.
15 point per game scorer.
Jeff Malone.
He ain't playing with no Jeff Malone, man. Stop that shit, bro. Y'all complain about the players he got 9.
Wait, hold on, Tyree. That's not true. He played with those type of players when he.
They looking to trade AD? They looking to trade AD?
I'm talking about with the Cavs when he made it to the finals. When he made it to the finals, there wasn't no superstar on that team, bro. Am I lying, Tyree? Was there any superstar on that team when he made it to the finals in 07?
In 07, it was a superstar on the team? No. Let me ask you. Okay, Ken, let me ask you, what superstars he went up against?
In 07?
Exactly. Shut your bitch ass up.
It was a trash team. That's facts. It was a trash team. That's actually true.
Damn, Ken, he just chopped you on real quick. Yeah, no.
Trash is that LeBron's roster was trash. He had no second All-Star on that roster.
Man, stop the cap, man. He got a top 5 defense right then. Stop it.
Star players.
Jesus, man.
Okay, Brandon, let me ask you a question. Hold on, Mingo. Hold on. Let me ask Brandon something. Hold on, Mingo. Let me ask Brandon something. Brandon, what all NBA player did LeBron James go up against in 2007 before he went to the finals?
Well, I mean, they played a Detroit
No, I ain't asked you that. I didn't ask you that.
Wallace
all NBA player in 2007.
Ben Wallace was gone.
Ben Wallace was gone.
Brandon, answer the question.
Ben Wallace wasn't there, bro.
What other all NBA player LeBron James go up against in 2007, nigga?
What?
You heard me.
Hey, hold on. Hey, Brandon. Hey, Brandon. Was on Brandon? You lied talking about he didn't have no.
I mean, look.
Wasn't on Brandon. Brandon. Was it? Hold on, Brandon. Hold on, Brandon. Was it big? Hold on, Brandon. Was it Big Z All-Star?
Who?
He played.
Was it Big All-Star?
Got Judas Sagowski's niggas.
Mo Williams did make the All-Star game, which was total bullshit.
Was it Big Z or All-Star?
I know what's crazy. The crazy
was not initially named an All-Star, and the Cavs were so embarrassed.
I told you, Brandon, just be making up shit. That nigga be lying, man.
Mo Williams on the All-Star game.
It was an injury replacement.
Mo Williams
I'm pretty sure he played on that 2017 player. Right? Yeah, he played.
But it's crazy. It's crazy that y'all bring up the trash East for LeBron making the finals in 07. But let's say Jason Kidd is over Steve Nash because he made 2 NBA finals in the trash East. The inconsistency. So
he said no. He said no. All NBA players was Gilbert Arenas. You can't Gilbert Arenas.
Gilbert Arenas didn't play that series, my nigga.
Nash shits on Kidd.
Nash is way better than
dude. I just say Gilbert Arenas. How many playoff games he played against LeBron James in 07?
No.
They played each other in 2007. LeBron swept them. They played each other in 2007. LeBron swept
How many games have they played, man?
Gilbert Arenas was injured that first round when LeBron played.
I didn't, bro. I wasn't making a point. All I did was look at played, and I asked.
Why y'all
I looked at it, and he didn't play. He didn't play.
He did not play. No, he didn't.
Hey, Gad, I can't find your username, so you capping.
Bro, you got Telegram? You got Telegram?
The first two opponents LeBron went against in the finals in the playoffs was 41 and 41. They both had 41 and 41 records.
Where's the same energy for Jason Kidd?
I agree with
all right, put your Telegram in the private chat.
The Eastern
they didn't play a team with a winning
He said
record
Gilbert
until they got
Arenas
to the
didn't play,
Eastern
right?
Conference
What about Jason Kidd and Vince Carter?
What is the same energy with Jason Kidd, bro? This is crazy.
LeBron didn't play a team that was over 500 into the West
Who
Eastern.
did Jason Kidd play in those playoff
I just
runs?
want to say to the guy in the green, I agree with you that Nash is better. So I mean, you're talking to them.
No, I'm not talking to you because Nash is way better. He clears. It's crazy.
I disagree with that. I disagree with that. But okay.
I disagree with that too. Nash is not clear.
You said way better? No, I disagree.
Way better than J. Kidd.
But he is better.
That's cap. That's cap.
He better, but he not way better.
J. Kidd. Hold on. No. J. Kidd is better, bro.
But
J. Kidd is better than that.
Finals in a trash East.
Stop saying. Hold on. But who was favored in those series in the East?
Was LeBron
Cook,
favorite
nigga,
to win those
Cook.
series in 07? Nigga, we talking
Jason
about
Kidd
Niggas stole that take from Herm, man.
I ain't steal that from Herm, nigga.
Oh wait.
You're trying to take credit for Herm words.
I ain't steal that from Herm, nigga. I got that myself.
When the Cavs played the Nets, Jason Kidd and Vince Carter are not
one at a time. One at a time, bro. One at a fucking time, man.
Damn,
God damn, bro. Why y'all wanna interrupt niggas, bro?
They been having a bad day, Mook. That's what it is.
Hey, Mook, somebody said, "Who's the guy with the Jerry curl?" I don't got no Jerry curl.
They talk about PlayStation 5.
He talking about P5. They talking about P5.
Yeah, y'all forgive him. He Mexican and Asian.
Yeah, you racist as hell, Tyree.
He is
They
Mexican.
talking about P5.
That nigga not Mexican, bro.
I still pull hoes though.
You nigga Mexican and Asian, bro.
Who the guy with the Jerry curl?
Yeah, my son P5 be pulling more
Hey,
bitches.
nigga, why you laughing like that, man?
That's wild, though. That's wild, man. Come on now, that's wild.
Hey, but I gotta ask y'all a question. Start, bench, cut.
Oh, I like that.
Prime, Kawhi. Prime. No. Peak. No, we doing peaks. Peak Kawhi.
Okay.
Peak KD. Or peak. Y'all want to hear this?
Yeah, ask
Steph
everybody
Curry.
too. Ask
Steph
everybody.
Curry.
Good one. I like that. That's
Yeah, Mook. Ask everybody. Don't
Peak,
ask
peak Kawhi. Peak Kawhi. Peak KD. Peak Steph Curry.
That's a joke.
Ask everybody, Mook.
Hold on, let me go to Brandon. Brandon, who you got?
I'm about to say, go to me first, man.
Pete Curry, and I'm not even cutting Durant. I'm putting him in the fucking G League.
Oh,
fuck you too, Brandon. Fuck you too, Brandon.
Oh,
you're not. That's so nasty.
Relax,
That is.
Fuck you, nigga.
That is.
Fuck you, nigga. Fuck you, nigga. Get the cock out your mouth, bitch. Get the cock out your mouth,
Man,
bitch.
why you defend KD like that, man? That's crazy.
Cutting KD is crazy.
Yeah. Ken, you gotta get out. Yeah, you gotta take a two, man.
Hey, Kid, that's like you talking about his daddy or something.
Hold on, Mingo, who you going with?
Man, listen, I'm starting Kawhi. I'm benching Steph Curry and I'm cutting KD.
P5, who you got?
I'm cutting KD.
Damn, that's crazy.
It's tough between Curry and Kawhi. Curry's peak was like 2016 to maybe now, and Kawhi is probably 17.
It's peak to now.
I have Curry.
Doesn't say Curry peak is now.
I'm gonna go. I'm gonna go slightly.
I just noticed that. That's crazy, bro.
This nigga wild for that shit, boy.
All right, KJ, who you got? KJ, who you got?
Wait, I have a question for P5. What does Curry do better than Kawhi other than shoot threes?
Better playmaker, better shooter, like you just said. He was, even though Kawhi was unbelievably efficient. I mean, when you look at Curry in the regular season, he's peaking amongst all-time greats, like similar to Kawhi, but even better than Kawhi in the regular season.
Right, but you're cooking yourself.
He's not more efficient than Kawhi. Stop the cap.
Do I have to read it
What
up?
are y'all saying, bro? Yes, he was more. Yes, he's more.
Hold on, let
No, he's not.
Hold on, let Brandon go. Let Brandon go ahead, Brandon.
Wait. P5 just cooked himself. He said Curry peaked in the regular season, which is true because Curry peaked in the regular season because his playoff translation was never close to what Kawhi's was most years.
And I understand that, but I think Curry in the regular season was so. And again, I think this goes for some certain players here. I think Curry was so good, like all time. I think Curry had probably single-handedly the greatest offensive season possibly ever in 2016. Definitely
regular season.
Again, yeah.
Man, what the hell is you talking about?
I think the regular season.
Yes,
he did not have the greatest regular season. No, he did. His team record, yeah. But not
what? Offensively,
What?
he did.
He was the only player.
That's why I know.
Offensively, he did.
Hey, hold on. Hey, Brandon. We gonna get to like the debate, but I'm going with King J. Who you got, King J?
Wow, that's crazy.
I think
it's peaks.
I think I'm gonna start Steph. I'm gonna bench Kawhi. I'm gonna cut KD.
Someone agrees with me. Thank you.
Let me go with what's this guy? Bulls fan. Who you got?
I'm starting Curry, benching Kawhi, and I'm cutting KD.
I agree.
Damn, KD's getting no love, man.
Hey, Dre Jones. Who you got? Dre Jones. Dre Jones, you on mute.
I don't think KD really belongs. No, I'm not concerned.
All right, I guess he not. Hey, Tyree, who you got? Tyree.
I think
you there?
I think
he's
chilling.
All right. Gat, who you got?
I'm starting Kawhi. I'm benching Curry, and I'm cutting KD.
Kid, who you got?
I just realized y'all niggas is a bunch of grown men and y'all following each other. That shit is sad, bro. That's
Bro,
just,
just give your take, Ken.
No,
Damn, I want to hear all that because you big right
Hold on, bro. Hold on. Y'all jumping me. First of all, stop jumping me. Look. Yeah, y'all jumping me just like how the niggas be jumping KD in the playoffs, man.
I can't
anyway,
vote.
Let me go.
Bro, just give your take.
Who you got, kid? Who you got, kid?
I'm starting. Hold on, bro. Listen. I'm starting KD. I'm benching Curry, and I'm cutting Kawhi.
God. Just fucking cut his mic now.
That nigga Kawhi.
Oh my god.
Yeah, what universe are you picking, KD or Kawhi? No universe.
Official KD fanboy here.
Shut your ass up. You LeBron.
Brandon, can you explain? Hold on, Brandon. And nobody cut him off. Hold on, Brandon. Can you explain why you think peak Kawhi is better than peak Curry?
Yes. Okay. So here's the key argument against Curry. So yes, if you can argue that Curry has more of an offensive impact than Kawhi, if you include his scoring and playmaking. But Curry is such a liability defensively. The only way you can win a title with Curry is if you surround him with a top defensive team with multiple top defenders like Draymond Green. You can drop Kawhi on any fucking team. He's obliterating you off the dribble. His efficiency's off the chart. And he's been the best defensive player in the league multiple times. The gap between Kawhi and Steph defensively more than makes up for Steph's better playmaking, and their offense is comparable.
That's just
their offense is not comparable, actually. I don't.
Yes, it is. Yes, it is. Yes, it is. P5. Stop it, P5.
The offense.
It's really not.
In the postseason, it's comparable, bro. Stop it, bro.
No, Curry peaks.
Kawhi is a much better playoff scorer than Steph Curry in the postseason.
So much better in the regular season. So much better, and he's also great in the playoffs.
And he's so much better in the postseason. So what's your point?
But Curry's also great. So it kind of goes both ways. They're both great. They're both.
But what matters the most, P5? Is it the postseason or is it the regular season?
I think it both matters.
No,
but
P5,
what matters more?
Regular season so important. You must think Embiid's the best player in the NBA.
I don't think so.
Embiid
never got picked in the
didn't have the
playoffs.
best. Embiid didn't have the best regular season. Yo, actually had the best regular season. So that point is
I think what Curry's able to do as a playmaker, I think what Curry's able to do as a playmaker, especially off the ball, far exceeds Kawhi. He's a far better off the ball player.
So does KD.
I'm not talking about KD, Ken. And he's also better than far better.
Nobody cares about.
Yeah, but I think Kawhi
absolutely clear as a shooter. Absolutely, much more efficient, especially.
He don't clear. Hold on. First of all, in the regular season. Hold on. First of all, Brandon, P5. To sit there and say he clears him as a shooter is crazy. Like Steph is a better shooter, but clearing for a guy that's shooting. Hold on. Kawhi's shooting.
Kawhi's much better mid-range shooter than Steph.
Hold on. Kawhi's shooting 50, 40, 80 in the postseason. That's not compared to what Steph efficiency. Kawhi's much efficient in the postseason, bro. Much efficient. And you say yes, Steph is a better shooter. I'm not denying that. To sit there and say it clears him, and then if you look at Kawhi's playmaking, like Kawhi's going to Clippers have become a very, very good playmaker, bro. So to sit there and say that Steph Curry just clear, this is not dragging it.
And that's not his peak.
That is his peak offensively.
Clippers not his peak. No, you can't. You can't use two different peaks, man.
It's like a 7-year peak.
You can't use two different peaks. When is Kawhi's peak?
We're making super Kawhi here.
Kawhi's peak offensively.
Overall, not offensively. Overall,
I would say 2021.
Chad, did he just say that? Chad?
No, Mookie, you said you said a while ago that was from 2017 to like 2000.
I don't think it's
I'd say Kawhi's peak is when he won the title with Toronto.
It's actually 2019 to 2023.
Is it from 2019 to 2021? That's his peak.
Yeah, I think it's
2023. 2023.
But Mookie was like
2019 to 2021.
Even Steph might be good off ball. He's a better playmaker, right? Kawhi is a better isolation player than Steph Curry.
That's facts.
But that's
because he can because he can get to his spots with ease. And on top of that, Kawhi's a better post player. He's a better mid-range scorer than Steph Curry. He's a better mid-range shooter than Steph Curry as well, right? Because he's taking on a higher volume. He's a better mid-range player. And on top of that, even though Steph is better off ball, I think when we look at it from the defensive gap, it's much higher, bro.
Defense.
Like,
I don't think their offense.
Kawhi can handle physical defense as much better too, which is very
important. All right, so Brandon, so can you explain why you got Kawhi?
So check this out. So before Kawhi got hurt in this playoffs, Kawhi was averaging 34.5 points, 6.5 rebounds.
It's not peak. That's not.
They're not to mention.
That's not his peak. He's saying irrelevant shit. That's not his peak.
That's not his peak.
That nigga was shooting. But I'm saying, but that's what you mean by peak? You talking about like the numbers by numbers or like what?
When was he at his best as a player?
KJ. Then you sit there and
say, the most he ever averaged in the playoffs.
That's why I hate debating for Kawhi. Mookie gonna take some shit I said in the debate.
KJ. Then you sat there and said, KJ, Kawhi Leonard from the last since 2017 for players who average over like 30, he's 25. The most efficient player. The players who average 25, he's the most efficient out of players that average in 25. So he's even much efficient than Steph Curry. He's even a much better defender. He's in the playoffs. He's even much efficient than Steph Curry in the playoffs. He's even much better as a rebounder, and he's much better as a defender, bro, as well. Bro, Kawhi's just more impactful than Steph in the postseason, bro.
I just think the gap. I just think the gap in playmaking and shooting, and especially regular season efficiency, is just so far. I think you're
and the defensive gap is so far. So what's
you're underselling Curry, because Curry to me peaks as a top 3, top 5 defender or offensive player of all time.
Hold on, but P5. Hold on. The P5. You just said his regular season efficiency. It's about the same. Kawhi shoots 49%. He shoots 49%.
Y'all don't underrate how crazy Steph Curry.
He shoots 49%.
The regular season
38.7 from the 3 and 85.9 from the free throw.
Curry has seasons with 66, 62, 67, 64 true shooting. Kawhi's true shooting peaks off at about 60. So no, we're not saying that you're not going to throw at me field goal percentage and say that it's close.
Because he's not playing defense. Kawhi has to exert energy on defense.
Oh my God. Even though that is true.
Hey, P5.
Doesn't Curry get hunted on defense?
Hold on. Hey, P5. Do you know Kawhi Leonard is shooting a higher percentage from the 3-point line than Steph Curry in the playoffs?
He's a better player.
Curry is shooting more volume, but Kawhi's been more.
My argument My
That's true,
argument
that's
is that Curry far exceeds what he does in the regular season, and is also elite in the playoffs. Even though he's not better, he's still elite in the
Not
playoffs.
elite in the playoffs.
He's
Curry
elite in the
struggled.
playoffs.
Yes, he is.
He's an
That's
elite
why
playoff
Curry was
performer.
down 3-1
That's
to
so
Golden
nasty.
State. That's why Curry was down 2-1 to Cleveland.
You talking about when he
We've
was
seen Curry
injured the
struggle
entire
against physical
playoffs?
defenses.
And what happened? And what happened?
Ultra nasty.
Never seen
When he was
Kawhi
injured.
struggle like that in the playoffs.
Yo, hold
When
on.
he was
You know,
injured.
hold on. Do y'all know Kawhi never averaged 30 points per game in the finals? And y'all say he's better than KD? Get the fuck out of here.
It's not even his peak, but
What you mean? What's wrong with that, nigga?
Hold on, y'all are
That's
underrated.
hold on, yo. That's borderline role player, nigga.
Ken, if you can average 28 on elite efficiency with elite level defense, I'm taking it all the way.
That's Wiggins. That's Wiggins, and I said he's a finals MVP.
Wiggins didn't average no 28. What the fuck are you talking about?
Hold on, bro. Hold on. All right, Kawhi. Hold on. Kawhi. Hold on. Kawhi averaged 3 to 4 more points more than Wiggins, bro. That's borderline role player, nigga.
More points. He
Oh, you're
averaged
talking
like
about
10.
Wiggins averaged like 17, 16.
No, it's talking about 2014.
Hey, Ken. If Kawhi can play with elite level spacing and a guy that attracts so much attention on off ball, and Steph Curry and Klay Thompson as well, Kawhi be averaging 34 like Kevin Durant. If he's getting guarded 1-on-1, and teams are focusing on Steph attention, and they focus on the shooting of Klay Thompson as well, right? And that motion offense they ran, right? Kawhi Leonard would average about the same as Kevin Durant.
So he didn't have great floor space.
If he's getting guarded by J.R. Smith
in
more
San
the time.
Antonio with Danny Green, Tony
Now,
Parker,
Curry-
he didn't
No.
have
That's not
great
his
floor space,
peak,
and Martin
bro.
Ginobili.
Are you
Stop
comparing?
lying, man.
Tony Parker not a floor spacer.
I'm not comparing them to nobody. I'm saying that they were they were good floor spacers, bro. I'm not comparing them to nobody.
Yo, Ken, what is Kawhi's peak to you, bro? Because
I think I think Kawhi's peak is from 20. Hold on, I think Kawhi's peak from 2016 to 2019, bro. I think he peaked from 2016 to 2019, bro.
That's not true.
Yes, he yes.
I think it's 2017 to 2021.
I think Kawhi.
17 to 21.
I think Kawhi's peak.
Still trying to figure out why everybody cut KD.
I think his defensive peak is from 2014 to I would say 2019.
Yeah.
And I think his
Fuck no.
I think that's his defensive prime. I think
I
his
think that's when he got worse. Started getting worse.
No.
19 he was still elite. 19
because he started focusing on offense.
Yeah, 19 was elite. I say I'm gonna tell you. I think 2020 regular season with the injuries and load managing, and I think that's when he started to decline with these defense. But I would say from 2013 to 14 to 2019, that's his defensive prime. Now his peak defensively is like I would say like 2015, 2016. The 2017 year, and then his peak offensively is 2021. In 2021, I think this year he would have peaked offensively too as well. So I think
that's his 1 year peak.
Yeah, I would say like 2019, 2020, 21.
That's his
but we talking about
well.
as a player though. As a player,
yeah, that's facts.
As a player, if I had to choose, that has some elite defense and some efficiency offensively, I would say 2019 is overall. Like 2018, 2019 to me is like his overall like best.
And I understand
2019. No, I would say like 2018, like 2018, 2019.
So as an overall player, that's his 1 year peak.
Yeah, facts. When was KD peak in your opinion?
It was one of his KD years. It was one of his Warrior years. It was
KD's peak is Warriors, but I tax him for playing with Steph.
We don't count those.
So hold on. So you don't tax Steph Curry for playing with KD, but you tax KD playing with Steph?
Because KD was getting his buckets. Steph Curry was getting his buckets on KD.
He won twice without him though, bro.
Hold on. So hold on. Steph Curry was getting his buckets on KD, and KD was getting his buckets on Steph Curry.
No, he wasn't. No, Curry was elite without him.
Curry definitely.
But hold on, KD was elite without him too. In the finals, he averaged 30 points per game, bro. What are you talking about?
Curry benefited.
Yeah, but we taxing those.
Yeah, but nothing, nigga. Yeah, but nothing, nigga. Y'all niggas is fucking haters.
Anything with you, Curry and Kawhi are both elite level scorers.
KD.
I think Curry is. I think Curry is better than KD. I think
he's not consistent, King J.
Ken, the thing with Kawhi over KD for me, the defensive impact. I think in the playoffs.
So KD didn't have great defense on Golden State in 2017.
Playing with Draymond Green, Klay Thompson.
Hold on, bro. They were the best defense.
He was good, but he wasn't great.
He was great, King J.
He was not. He's not great.
2017, he was great on defense, bro. Stop it.
2017, I agree with you. 2017, he was great.
But I mean, other years in the finals, it's significally better.
But we talking about 2017.
Yeah.
Hold on, Brandon trying to talk. Hold on, let Brandon. Go ahead, Brandon.
This nigga be lying.
Against physical defenses, Kawhi is noticeably more efficient than Curry in the finals. He's a better defender.
That's out of context.
I mean, Kawhi's been able to handle physical defense much better than Curry. That's why.
When did Curry struggle against physical defenses?
That's way out of context. Knowing that
Brandon,
these teams are double teaming him and triple teaming him. They even had Tom Rowe. They ran a hell no, not like Steph Curry. Hell no, not like Steph Curry. Not even close. You literally have the coach saying they blitzed them in the finals. You literally have the Raptors. You literally have no, they're not. No, they're not. No, they're not. That's not true. You had the Raptors run. You had the Raptors run up. You had the Raptors run a boxing one. Oh man, I'm in the middle of my take, Brandon. Damn, can you wait 5 fucking seconds, Brandon? God damn, bro, you always want to cut niggas off, Brandon.
Cook that nigga, King J.
Damn, Brandon.
Yo, cook that line ass.
Brandon, you definitely can you let me, Brandon? Let me make my take. You have Tyronn Lue saying they were double teaming him in every finals they played. You had the Raptors run a box of one in game 2. They were double teaming that series as well. And the one time you actually saw Steph not get double teamed and blitz against the Celtics, you saw how he torched them because they went drop. They was afraid of his playmaking. So when you bring up efficiency, you got to put into context that he's getting doubled and triple teamed. The entire team is collapsing on him as well. Kawhi, you bringing up Kawhi Leonard? Hold on. Kawhi Leonard, he had really won finals as a star, as the definitive main guy. So that's a small sample size. You could play in 3 games. He played 3. He was a no-show the first 2 games against Miami, right? Yes, he was a no-show. Hold on. He was a no. Hold on. All right, fine. Well, you still
and y'all talk about his elite defense.
And then the last 3 games he was great. Oh, you comparing a small sample size for Kawhi to Steph.
So when it comes to Kawhi versus Steph, y'all are underrating how great Steph Curry is offensively. And when you talk about the teammates
Curry had, so Curry had Clay, Curry had Prime Durant for 3 fucking years.
Kawhi had Tim Duncan.
Kawhi never had a teammate remotely close to as good as Durant was. Like if you look at the Toronto team, 2018 to 2019, that was an overrated offensive team. The second best offensive player, Siakam. Siakam was a solid second option. Siakam couldn't carry Kevin Durant's jockstrap. So Steph always had better spacing on the floor. Steph always played in a system.
He won 2 chips without KD.
Kawhi was the fucking system. And Kawhi in Toronto, Kawhi with the
That's
Clippers,
not fucking true.
Kawhi is the system.
Kawhi was not the system. Curry was already established before.
No.
Hold on.
Stop just lying.
Hold on. Kawhi was not the system in San Antonio, bro.
He didn't have no. Hold on. Why didn't play that long in San Antonio in his prime?
What?
I said most of Kawhi's prime was with Toronto and the Clippers.
No, it was not.
1 year. What are you talking about?
That's 1 year.
You brought up the finals, Brandon. He has won finals as this guy.
Yo, this nigga be lying, man. Stop lying, nigga.
Let me finish. Kawhi only really
stop lying, then, bro. I'm gonna let you finish.
San Antonio when he was in his prime, and that was the year Zaza hurt him. We never really saw prime Kawhi in San Antonio in the playoffs because he got hurt against Golden State when Zaza.
This is peak, buddy.
Yeah, we saw
peak, buddy. Not prime, buddy.
When he was with the Clippers, man. Nigga blew a 3-1 lead, bro.
Get back to your point. Peak, buddy.
Yeah, Steph Curry blew a 3-1 lead in the finals.
Right. So the 3-1 lead was the fucking bubble. That's one series. That's the one black mark.
That's bubble basketball. I don't care about bubble
playoff career. One.
So Brandon, when was Kawhi peak?
I would say if you look at Kawhi's, I wouldn't say Kawhi's offensive peak. I would say Kawhi's offensive peak was with the Clippers, but I would say Kawhi's overall peak was 2018 to 2019 with Toronto because that's
I agree.
1 year peak.
That's when he was great.
Yeah, you can have a 1 year
overall. That's when he was great overall.
But I still don't think that's better than 2017 Kevin Durant when he averaged 35 points per game in the finals, 5 assists, 8.
Man, nobody cares about that. Nigga's playing with the
most. Shut your ass up, nigga. I don't care about you, nigga. What the fuck?
Are you gonna tell me that?
You think I care, nigga? Nobody cares about that fraud, nigga.
I didn't ask you about your fucking opinion, bitch.
Why you gonna smash you, buddy? He ain't gonna smash you, buddy.
Hey, wait,
fuck you, nigga.
I know you be having wet dreams about him, buddy.
Fuck you, nigga.
Day in your life.
Fuck you, nigga.
Hey, but y'all tripping, man. Y'all tripping.
That mad over a nigga we do not know. Weirdo.
Hey, do y'all? I gotta ask y'all something. I just saw this shit.
2019 Curry better than 2016. 2019 Kawhi better than 2016 Curry.
Yes.
Yes.
No, that's what
Incorrect.
they said.
Wrong.
Oh, P5. Curry was hurt that
Incorrect.
year. He had the MCL
Incorrect.
Yeah,
Incorrect.
I mean Kawhi actually won the championship. Steph Curry didn't in
Kawhi
2016.
both sides of the
2019 Kawhi is better than 2016 Curry. Stop it.
No.
Overall, he was a much better
PS5,
defender, and
he
I
was
think
a better
that
player,
closed the
but
gap. And the
Defender,
offense
yes.
is comparable.
Defender, yes, but Curry was a far better offensive player. Far
No,
better.
he was not. He was not a
He
far better
was.
offensive
Yes, he
player.
was.
Stop it.
Curry had the MCL sprain.
No, he was not. The
was.
offensive gap is not big, bro. Stop
It is
it.
big.
What? It's not big.
They're on a Kawhi is just as good as Curry offensively, bro.
No,
Let's get
he
out
is
of here.
not.
Oh, you capping
Yes,
now,
he
man.
is.
He is
Yes, he is.
not.
Capping real
Yo,
hard.
Now you capping. I ain't gonna lie.
Hold on.
Kawhi never averaged.
Hold on.
Kawhi fanboy, you coming out, man.
Let's look at what Kawhi did in 2019.
In the
The
playoffs,
most points
man.
scored.
That's all you're
The
going
most
off.
points
The
scored in
only
the
argument is the
postseason.
playoffs, by the way.
Hold on. The most points scored in the postseason run. Third, right behind LeBron and Jordan.
That's your only
He's
argument.
up there with Jordan and Kareem with the third most points scored in the playoff series. You don't see Steph on these lists, bro.
That's your
But
only
who? Hold on, Mookie.
What
Between
about the
Steph and
regular
hold
season?
on. Between Steph and Kawhi, who got a higher points per game in the finals?
Kawhi Leonard.
Who got a higher points per game in the
In
finals?
2018-29 went from averaging 27 with the elite efficiency in the regular season to 30 with even much better efficiency with the elite level defense. I'm taking
Who
that
got a
Kawhi.
higher points per game?
Curry was the same. Curry was more efficient on
45
higher
and 90,
volume.
30 points on
Curry's
50,
had
45
multiple
90
years he
split,
struggled against
having the highest
defenses.
shooting.
It's down
of any
2-1 to
perimeter player in
Memphis.
NBA history.
Yo, P5. All you got to bring up is the
That's not
points per game in the
Curry.
finals. That's all you got to bring up.
He was still
in
giving
other
you
series
25
as well.
points on 40
Curry
splits.
struggled
AP5. Read Kawhi. Hold on.
Injured.
Kawhi in 2019, right?
Not to the same
30
level as Curry,
points
not even close.
on elite volume with 65% true shooting percent. Man, get the fuck out of here, bro.
Steph Curry literally had the greatest offensive season we've ever seen from a player, and we just gonna act like that's nothing.
Curry did not have, or Kawhi, I'm sure did not have a 65% shooting in the regular season.
It was up there. Hold on, let me look it up. Kawhi in the postseason,
in 2019, it was 60.
It was like 60.
60.
No, it was 60. It was 62%.
It was 60 on the dot in the regular season, Mookie. I'm looking at it right now.
In the postseason,
Stop trying to lie to myself. He's fine.
it was
Don't try to
60
lie.
on the dot in the regular season,
Again,
and it was
your only
62%
argument is
in the postseason.
That's your only argument. Now let me bring up Stephen Curry.
And he was much better in the postseason.
Now let me bring up Stephen Curry's efficiency in the postseason. I'm about to bring up his efficiency in the postseason.
I mentioned Curry's turnover.
Wait, hold on. Kawhi is not the better scorer if he never averaged 30 points per game in the finals. One and two. Even if Curry never averaged 30 points per game in the finals, he still have a higher points per game in the finals than Kawhi. Easy work, bro. This is too easy, bro. This is too easy. Kawhi for his career in the finals only averaged 20 points per game. This is easy, bro.
This is more impressive when you shoot a higher volume. Not more efficient. And we're talking about
easy work. That nigga's a role player.
You can't bring up efficient. What are we talking about right
now? So hold on. What P5? What was Kawhi average?
Hold on. I want P5 to speak it out loud. Now, what was Steph Curry's true shooting percentage in the playoffs that year?
I'm trying to find it.
I got it. It was. Hold on. It was in 2015-16 that year, right? His true shooting percentage was 60.3. Kawhi Leonard was 61.9. So that was 62%. You're cooked.
And Steph Curry was injured in that postseason. What is the point? Steph Curry was injured. Steph Curry was injured in that postseason.
This nigga's a got cooked, bro. Girl ass.
Okay. Hold on. What matters the most?
He always gets high when he gets.
Hold on. Kawhi's true shooting percentage was much better in the playoffs. He averaged more points.
Much better.
Yeah, okay, it's not much better. It was better. He averaged more points than Steph Curry.
Curry's regular season
and his volume was much better. So his
hold on.
What about the regular season?
Hold on. In the postseason, what it matters the most, Kawhi's volume was better. His efficiency was better. He was even much better as a defender, much better as a rebounder as well, and he played more elite level defense in the postseason. You're cooked, and he still produce better efficiency and better volume.
That's
everybody. Y'all
niggas. Yo, Mookie. What about the regular season, Mookie? It's not just the playoffs.
Y'all niggas easy.
Hold on. He's not. Hold on. You're not cooking because Steph Curry took more difficult shots. That's why his percentage was lower. Kawhi took the most difficult shots.
It's not even about difficult shots.
You telling me Kawhi Leonard against the Philly series when he took the most difficult shot of all time in the game 7 when he dropped damn near 45.
You're giving me a moment, dude. You're giving me a moment.
You're
giving me a moment. You're giving me a moment. You're giving me a moment. You're giving me a moment. Talk about whole playoff run.
What about the whole
playoff run? You're giving me a moment. You're giving me a moment.
What about the shit volume that Curry shooting?
You're telling me that Curry, who's averaging 30 in the regular season on 68% true shooting, 8% higher or 7% higher.
I'd rather have
Leonard, while also averaging more points and being a much better playmaker.
And
he disagrees. Hold
on. And I'd rather have average 30 in a whole postseason run, by playing over 20, 25, 24 goddamn games, right? And with elite volume, with elite efficiency, with elite defenses, and the degree of difficulty was much, much better, right? Because Kawhi faced more elite level defensive units than Steph Curry throughout their whole entire playoff run. He was much more efficient than Steph Curry in the NBA Finals, right?
In the NBA Finals.
And he averaged more points. So I would rather take Kawhi's.
So you would rather take a month and a half sample size.
I'd rather have that in the most because the playoffs matters the most. I'd rather have that the most because the playoffs matters the most. The playoffs matters.
He's still
and on top of that, Kawhi made history.
Playoffs. He was still
but he was not better than Kawhi's. Kawhi's in the postseason.
Curry was far better than Kawhi in the regular season.
He was not better than.
Oh shit!
Kawhi was far better in the postseason. So what's your point?
He was not far better.
Yes, he was.
Oh shit!
The defense was far better. Hold on. The defense was far better. The scoring was more better. Kawhi. Yes, it was. Kawhi is giving you about 5 more points on better efficiency. You're cooked in. And he thinks better defenses, dude.
Level playmaking, on elite level efficiency, on elite level floor space.
And you telling me Kawhi, And you telling me Kawhi's playmaking is not setting up guys like Pascal Siakam like he did in game 1.
Not to the level of Stephen Curry, no.
Hold on. And Steph Curry is not producing some of the best playoff defenses we ever seen in NBA history. He's not doing that. He's not anchoring some of the best playoff defenses in NBA history. Kawhi Leonard had the responsibility of doing that. On top of that, he had the responsibility of creating for guys like Siakam, creating guys like Fred VanVleet, creating guys like Danny Green, and he's doing it with elite rebounding production, and he's doing it by being way more efficient. And he's scoring 5 more points. You're cooked.
Kawhi Leonard played in
the
who take more difficult shots? Oh, you got to bring up
the number one option.
He's taking more difficult shots because he can't get to the rim because he's not as physical of a player as
Stephen Curry, when he played, just his off-ball movement alone, without even touching the ball, was drawing more defensive attention than Kawhi ever was in the playoffs than Kawhi ever did.
Hold on. If Steph Curry is what you good is what you say he is, then tell me down the stretch in the fourth quarter. Tell me why Kawhi Leonard's fourth quarter numbers was better than Steph Curry down the stretch.
Yo, nobody's arguing that Kawhi's a better player.
But Steph Curry in the regular season. You know I'm right. You know I'm right. You know Kawhi was not better than Steph.
Yo, he was crazy.
P5. Kawhi was more clutch than Steph Curry. He scored more points than Steph Curry. He was a much better defender than Steph Curry. He was asked to do more than Steph Curry. He was more efficient than Steph Curry. What more do you want me to do?
In the regular season, Curry was a far better playmaker.
We don't want to fucking hear about the regular season. We're not talking about
Curry also
Why y'all purposely going the regular season?
You talk about the regular season again. You're fucking dumb. Nobody talking about the regular season.
Hey, let me ask you something. Has Steph Curry ever had a series like Kawhi Philly where he's averaging 35, 10 rebounds, 5 assists, 2 assists, 1 block, throughout the whole with elite level efficiency, getting guarded by Ben Simmons, getting guarded by Joel, getting switched off of Jimmy Butler, getting switched off of Joel Embiid, and he's still cooking niggas. Did Steph Curry ever had a fucking series like that?
Yeah, the finals.
Has Kawhi Leonard?
He had a finals. Has
Kawhi Leonard ever gone the course of a regular season?
Yeah, he did.
Has Kawhi Leonard ever gone through the course of an entire?
I said that year.
Oh, that year. Okay.
50, 45, 90 splits on 30 points a game on elite level playmaking. Has he ever done that?
P5, you're not gonna win this, man.
50, 40, 90. What
Curry do Trailblazers?
Yo, P5, tag me in, bro. Yo, P5, tag me in. Listen,
I'm saying.
Listen.
Yeah, so other than efficiency, playoff translation, defense, and not choking as much, there's no argument.
Curry is more efficient than Kawhi.
You said 50, 40, 90.
No, it's not. When it matters the most, Steph Curry is more efficient than Kawhi.
So he don't
Y'all been too much on the regular season.
What is Kawhi?
You hear him get?
Hold on, what is Kawhi?
Hold on. Go ahead, Tyree. Go ahead, Tyree.
I'm asking PS5. He brought up 50, 40, 90. What finals Curry had 50, 40, 90 in?
But that's an overrated stat. What was his true shooting, nigga?
Did Kawhi ever have a?
He said 50, 40, 90.
Okay, what was his?
Yeah, that's not the finals though.
Hold on. We're arguing the finals. Hold on, everybody. P5, repeat that again.
I said that Stephen Curry. If you take
no. Repeat what you just said. Hold on. Repeat what you just said.
Did Kawhi have it? Did Kawhi as the number one option have a 50, 40, 90 finals?
Oh, he had it. He had it in the 2017 finals when 2017 playoff run when he averaged 28 on 50.
I said in the finals, Mookie. The finals.
P5's yelling now. It's an official meltdown.
You better chill out, bro.
What finals?
Yo, the PlayStation overheated, bro.
I did not say Kawhi. I said in the finals, and you brought up a
playoff run.
What
finals? Year. You brought up a whole different year, Mookie.
I brought up a playoff run. You said, has Kawhi ever had a 50-49?
Yeah, see, the problem with the argument that P5 and King J are making, they just want to look at Curry's career in 2022.
Is that what you're doing?
Curry's career didn't start in 2022. Curry struggled in the playoffs multiple years. Kawhi has never struggled in the playoffs other than that 1-3-1 blow lead, which is 1 series, 1 year. 2022 is not Curry's whole career. That's not how this works.
Nah, Brandon, you lying, Brandon.
No,
you're 2016. What 2016? What team they lost in the playoffs to?
They lost to the Cavs.
They lost to the.
I'm talking about Kawhi now.
Yeah. Oh, Kawhi
lost to the Thunder.
Lost to the Thunder. Kawhi beat and Curry beat that team.
Yeah, that Thunder team was far more talented.
Yeah, throw that
than,
no,
that's not true. That's not. Okay, that's true though. That part is true.
Hold on. If you look at 2016, that's not a bad playoff run. Kawhi averaged more points relative to the regular season, and his efficiency stayed relatively the same.
He said relative.
Oh, I think that's cap.
It stayed the same. Did Kawhi drop off in the postseason?
So they mean he didn't get better then? The fuck?
No, but he didn't drop off. Like, what are you talking about?
Okay, hold on, Mook. Can I ask you a question? Who's a better
all-time player? 2015. What about
Wait, hold on, Mook. Can I ask you a question?
His points went up in the playoffs, and his efficiency went up.
How far it went up? What was his regular season points per game in 15?
Regular season,
yeah. Hold on. It went up, but that's misleading because
regular season 2014. He went. It was 15. 2014, 2015. He averaged 16.
Let me
and in the postseason, he averaged 20.
So in 2016,
It went up by
Kawhi-
4.
When is Steph Curry? When is Kawhi
2016,
Leonard ever
the year
scored
you
48 points in the
decided when they
finals?
lost to
But he was not in his
OKC,
prime, so I
Kawhi
don't know why
shot
you're bringing up the year.
50% from the field
Really?
and 43.
He wasn't in his prime in
Brandon said.
2019.
Kawhi's efficiency was epic,
2015 he
even when
wasn't.
they lost to OKC in 2016.
But he never averaged 30.
I said
Bring up that year,
2019.
Brandon be
No,
cap.
he wasn't that efficient versus OKC. That's
I have
cap.
to, I have,
Yeah,
I have to
Brandon
ask
Yes, he
KJ
cap.
a
was.
question
That's
real
what the
quick.
numbers
No,
show.
he
He was
wasn't.
not.
Hey,
Yes, he
King
was.
J.
No, he
Because
wasn't.
I heard we were
His
talking about
roster
Steve
was
with
not very
Stephen
good
Curry.
around him in
That's not
2016
true.
either.
Facts,
KJ,
facts.
That's not true. They were the favorites to win that series.
You said
They were not the favorites to win
One
that
day,
series.
Yes, they were. Yes, they
When
were.
they
No, they
No, they
was
were
not. No,
not.
you kept.
Yes, they were.
That
Y'all trying to
2016
lie
was
now.
the first roster.
Hold on, hold
No,
on.
they was
Everybody,
not.
everybody thought it was gonna be Warriors and Spurs in the conference finals. Y'all
Exactly.
trying to lie
No,
No,
it
now.
was not. No, it was
Y'all
not.
lying. The Spurs won
wrong.
67.
Oh
The
no,
Spurs.
where we just lied.
No, the
Hey,
Spurs
bro.
won 67
But the
games.
Spurs
Hold on,
won
hold on.
P5, hey,
67.
Spurs, hold on,
P5.
hold
Ain't
on,
gonna
hold
lie.
on.
Ain't
The
gonna lie,
Spurs had
P5. I'll
elite
skip
defense.
your ass.
Y'all
I got
capping now.
P5.
Hey,
Hey,
Mookie,
Spurs
hey,
was the number
Mookie,
one
I'm not
seed.
I'll
worried
skip
about you.
your ass,
Why
P5.
is
Mookie,
Brandon
I'll
I'm not
skip
worried
your
about
ass,
you.
P5.
KJ,
I'll skip
KJ,
your ass, nigga.
KJ. You
Brandon said the
agree
Spurs
with
did
me
not
that
have a
Curry's
squad,
is
and they
better
was
than
the number one
Kawhi.
seed
What did
that
I
year.
not bring
Come
up
on, man. You gotta stop
that
lying, bro.
makes you
They
agree
had
that
a
Curry's better?
system. The second best player was
I don't
LeBron
give a
got
fuck
James.
what the
cooked.
system is, nigga.
Not
They still had a
remotely
great
better than
team.
Westbrook or Durant.
Stop it. Stop it, Brandon.
I'm
Oklahoma
gonna be
City
honest
was
with you,
Y'all
way
love
P5.
more
y'all are
talented
just
than
not.
I'm
Westbrook
gonna tell you this, P5. It's gonna be
It's
very
not close.
difficult to make argument for Steph because the playoffs gap is too large, bro.
So why do you have Curry?
That's not true, King
Because
J.
I don't think it's just
You
one
could bring
season.
up the
It's not even
finals,
true.
bro. You could bring
Bro,
up the
wait,
finals when it matters the
Hold on,
most.
but I
Kawhi's
love
more
how y'all are
efficient
just
than
avoiding
Curry
the
in
regular
finals
season,
better
bro.
than Curry in 2016?
Because Steph Curry clears him, because Steph clears him in the regular season, y'all purposely not bringing it up. It's weird, bro. We all know he
Playoffs
clears
matter.
the nigga in the regular
It
season.
is.
We hold more
And
weight.
and
We hold more
and
weight.
oh yeah, but
Steph
Brandon, you
Curry is
capping
more.
about that
Steph
Oklahoma
Curry
City
is elite
tape,
in the
man.
playoffs
Yeah,
too.
thank you, King.
I'm not. Look at Oklahoma
But
City's
he's not
roster.
better than Kawhi.
Steph Curry is elite in the
Oklahoma
playoffs
City
too.
had a much better
Bro,
roster.
Brandon.
The
The
second best
Spurs,
player on that Spurs
Brandon.
team was
Facts.
LaMarcus
Yo, that's a
Aldridge.
fact. Curry is elite in the
Brandon, no,
playoffs.
Brandon, you're
That's
capping
like
again.
insane. What?
There's
No.
more. There's more. Brandon, there's more to a team than just how talented it is. Outside of Westbrook, the rest of the team was not that good, and they were favored to win that series because the Spurs defense was
They
way
were
better. They had
not
a
favored to
yes,
They
they
had no
were. Yes, they
creators.
were.
Hold on, King J.
Yes, they were.
They had no.
Hold on,
They
why
had
y'all
no
cutting me
creators
off,
on their
man?
own.
That's not.
The whole
Oh my
Spurs
god.
Because they don't
They
know
had
how
no
to cook it,
creators.
KJ.
They had no
Aldridge
creators on
and
that team.
Kawhi.
They had no. That's not true.
What the
They
fuck?
had no creators. They had no creators.
They had Tony Parker. They had Monty Lopez. Stop lying, bro. They
No,
had
they had
LaMarcus
Marcus
Aldridge.
Aldridge.
end of
Stop
So
lying.
so why they went?
Stop
So
lying,
so
man.
hold on,
That
hold
shit
on, hold on.
easy work,
So
bro.
why do you went?
Parker was at the end of his career. He was old.
All right,
Hold on, that
hold
team.
on. Who was
That
the
team won
number one option?
67
Who they played
games,
through? Who they
man.
played
Stop
through?
it, bro.
Who they played through, Brandon? Who they played through? Who they
Number
played
one
through, Brandon?
options were Kawhi and LaMarcus
Brandon. Who did they play through? Who did they
1A,
play through?
1B.
Who did they play through, Brandon?
Aldridge a lot that year.
You cooked yourself, nigga. You just said he had no help, nigga. He had LaMarcus.
And if you look at
LaMarcus Aldridge, nigga.
hold on, if you look at that series, that 2016 series, right? If you look at that series, if you look at that series, Kawhi had a washed up Fairbrother tour Tim Duncan on that team, and on top of that, they had to put Kawhi as a point of attack to fit on Russ. Hold on, bro. Hold on, Tyreek. You start cutting me off. They had to put Kawhi. They had to put Kawhi on a point of attack on Russell Westbrook because Tony Parker and Manu Ginobili couldn't guard him. They waited till late in their series.
He had
that
Danny
Greg
Green.
Popovich to sit there to put Danny Green couldn't stay in front of Russ. Stop it.
That's not true.
No, he could not. No, he could not.
Hold on. And second of all, Danny Green was the one guarding Kevin Durant, bro, their best player.
Because they had to put Kawhi on Russ. You proving my point.
So talk about Kawhi performance.
I'm trying to look up the bench.
And Kawhi had Russell Westbrook shooting 34% in that series.
Well, okay, what Kawhi did?
He did
Tell me
not.
what Kawhi did, bro.
Yes, he did.
Yeah, talk about Kawhi offensively.
The Spurs were favored to win game
Cook
one.
like he was cooking in 2019.
That means anything, but I'm
Fact,
trying to
he
find
can't
it.
cook.
No. That does not mean anything because the Spurs were at home game one.
Okay, and I'm just that's why I'm trying to
Bro, y'all
find
niggas
it,
sad,
but
bro.
that's the only thing I found.
This shit
No,
crazy. We
King
cooking these
J, that
niggas.
OKC
And I don't even
roster
think
was
Kawhi
better
was in
than
his
you
prime.
realize.
Like,
They had Sabonis.
Well, this points for the team to just the roster.
That OKC roster
Sabonis,
is
Sabonis.
This
was
nigga
not-
just brought up Sabonis.
Was Sabonis even? Did he even play? Was he even on that team?
Was he?
Yeah,
in
he
2016.
averaged 20 minutes a game.
Sabonis?
What? What?
That
bro,
yo,
no, man,
Sabonis,
look at the
Sabonis
wrong
was
season.
mediocre
No,
in
he wasn't, bro.
2016, bro.
No, he wasn't. He got drafted. He got drafted in the 2016 draft. His first season was 2016,
Right. Okay,
2017.
I'm looking at 2016 to 2017.
Yeah,
you're
the
talking
team
about
with
that
Russell
year,
Westbrook,
Brandon.
nigga. Come on, bro.
You a dumbass
Rookies
nigga.
of
They were the
2016,
favorites.
though. Okay, no.
Jesus.
That
was not
Spurs
the
won
favorite.
67 games.
Right,
It was
number one
everyone thought it was
seed.
gonna be war. They had the best defense in the league by far.
Facts.
Oklahoma City was terrible down the stretch. A lot of
Best
people were.
offensive
A lot of
Facts.
people
No,
bet
they,
on
no, they did
Spurs.
not. No, they was not. No, they was not.
Oh, now
you
you
lying,
capping. Yes,
Kizo.
they were. They
Oklahoma
blew like
No, they was
15.
not.
Hold on.
No, they was not.
Hold on. That Oklahoma City.
was clearly the biggest threat to the Warriors that season.
That's
Everybody
not
But
true. People
hold
not
on,
saying
what
that.
hold on, what did
See, yeah,
they
Nobody
rank
was
in clutch
saying.
points?
Nobody was saying the
Where did they
Spurs,
rank
bro.
in
Stop
clutch
lying.
points?
That's not true.
What
Oh
the
my
fuck?
god. That is
Y'all
not
niggas lying.
Hey, KJ, can I ask you this, KJ? Who had the second best offense in the league? It was the Oklahoma City Thunder. It was the Thunder, right?
Who had the first best? Who had the first best offense?
What was the Spurs record compared to the Thunder, Mookie?
But hold on, where were they ranked in clutch points?
My point of the matter is this.
It says
They had
right
the
here.
second-
It says right
they-
here that the
they had
Spurs
the-
were minus 300 versus the Thunder, and Thunder were plus 250.
Facts, bro. They was a favorite to win.
That's how
No,
much
they
they
was
were
not.
a huge favorite.
Yes,
Come on,
they
y'all
was.
lying
They
now,
was
man.
favorites to
That's
win.
not true.
That's not true, bro.
How is not true?
I
We
don't
got the
know
proof.
why
That sound like
y'all are
Mariah.
debating
Mariah.
I don't know why you're debating
We give
this
y'all
so
facts.
Hey, no, the Thunder, the Spurs didn't have a player comparable to a prime Russell Westbrook who was getting you what 24,
There's more
25
to a
throughout this year.
team than just the
Wait, no,
roster.
no, no.
What don't
They
you
hold on,
understand?
they had a team offense. Hold on,
I-
they
I-
had a
So
team
who
offense.
was the talent they wanted that when they
watch the
Come on,
regular
man.
season that
These
year.
niggas naming players.
Oklahoma
Shit.
City
What about the
played Golden
team, nigga?
State tougher in the regular season
That's
by
hard.
far more than any
No,
other
they
team in
didn't.
the NBA.
No, they
Didn't the
didn't.
Spurs-
No,
didn't
they
the
didn't.
Spurs hold the Warriors
No,
But
they
hold on,
didn't, man.
Mookie, you gotta bring up context when you compare
Spurs
Russ
to the
to
Warriors
San
under
Antonio
80
players
games
because
and
San
had
Antonio
Kyrie
Bro,
offense.
Brandon.
They didn't have a
Why would
ball
you
dominant
I
ball
don't
dominant player
at all.
offense, bro.
No, you're not.
They had a
Brandon,
team
first of all,
offense where everybody shared the load.
hold on, Brandon. First of all, you
Come
lying
on.
because the Thunder got swept in that regular season head to head, and
Right,
the
but I'm
Spurs actually
talking
won a
about how
game.
competitive the games were. You're just looking at the final outcome.
So that's
And you're just
better.
gonna
That,
name names.
Challenge the Warriors.
then all you're doing is looking at the
during
roster.
the regular season.
Right, you
Spurs,
just
that
named
one
names.
game the
buzzer
Spurs
beaters.
won, they
Those
blew
were
them
Hold on,
out.
competitive
PS5.
games. This was the
You
year
was
the
cooking, you
Warriors
got
were
cooked
blowing
already.
everybody out.
Yeah.
OKC was
Brandon,
very
stop the
competitive.
And the
cap,
Spurs won the
Brandon.
game.
Even if
They only
did.
lost
Everybody
9
know
They were
games. The
losing the
Spurs won
games
them.
very late.
Brandon, everybody know that year it was supposed to be the Spurs and the Warriors that year, bro.
No,
Stop
no,
the
No,
cap.
that was not. That's a lie. That is a
Facts.
lie.
lying,
Facts,
man.
Tyree.
It was not the Spurs and the Warriors, bro.
Y'all
Stop
niggas
this
feel
nonsense.
sad.
They was hold on. People
Weren't
was
the
picking
Spurs the best?
people hold on. People was picking
Can you open that link? Can you open that link?
Everybody in
people was
2016
hold
knew
on.
Oklahoma City was the threat to Golden
Hold on,
State,
Brandon.
not
Brandon.
San
The
Antonio.
people, hold on. You know why? Because the people picked the Thunder and the Clippers to
What?
be in the Western Conference Finals, bro.
Oh
No, they
God.
didn't, man. No one picked
Yes,
the
they
Clippers in
did.
2016,
Yes,
man. What is
they
you
did.
Wait,
talking
hold
about?
on. Was it? Hold on. What's the? Hold on.
You didn't watch
Wasn't
the
that
game,
same
TJ.
Spurs team that led the league in 3-point percentage? Isn't that the same Spurs team?
We're talking about the Clippers team that finished fourth in the lead in Western Conference.
Nigga, what was their record, man?
Hold on. They won 50 games. They won over 50 games. They had the fifth
Bruh,
best offense. How
many games did Spurs win?
They had a top 5 defense that year. What are we talking about?
Bro, how many games did Spurs win, Mookie?
They won 67 games, but nobody was saying the
All right,
Spurs.
67.
Nobody said the Spurs
different
were
than
win.
when the Atlanta Hawks won over 60 games.
No,
Nobody
that's not
looked
the
at that
same
as
thing.
Yeah.
That's
as
not
a
the
real
same
threat to
thing.
Golden
Cook,
State. The
TJ.
Spurs
That's
did
not the
not have
same
a
thing.
superstar that year.
Brandon, Cook.
Everybody saw OKC with Westbrook and Durant as a
KD, Kawhi
bigger
was
threat
the MVP
to Golden
candidate.
State
That's
than
cap.
San Antonio.
Some people would
Everybody.
say
Facts.
Kawhi was a top 5 player. You're trying to change
Facts.
history. That's not
Nobody
fucking
was
true.
saying that.
You have the
Nobody
link.
was
You
saying
literally,
that
I literally put the links in the chat. Since you guys are saying that Thunder
Whatever.
weren't favored, you can
No
literally see
one
everyone
serious
picking the
said
Spurs
that.
to win. The
Why-
odds said, no, you're trying to change history.
No,
The
it's just
truth
not
is,
true.
the Spurs had an
No,
all-time great defense in the regular season.
TJ,
They won
you
67
a hater.
games. They won 39. They went 39-2 at home. And on top of
No,
that,
they
the
was
Oklahoma
not.
City blew like 15, 16 games in the fourth quarter when they had a fourth quarter lead. That's why nobody was picking the Thunder to beat them. Come on, bro.
Why
Y'all
That's
niggas
a
trying
lie.
to change history. Y'all wrong, man.
21 points a game. He was not talked about as a top 5 player that year.
Yes, he
And the
was.
Spurs
You're
were
lying. lying. You're lying.
No, he was not. No, he
yes,
was
he
not.
was. Yes, he was.
King J, listen
20
to yourself, man. You're saying the
2017
team
he was.
ran their offense through LaMarcus Aldridge was a threat to Golden State. It's a fucking joke.
Fact.
Everyone knew Durant and Westbrook were a bigger threat to the Warriors than a Spurs team whose
That's not
first
true.
offense was LaMarcus fucking Aldridge. Come on, man.
You may
Cook
believe
this
that.
dude.
You may believe that, but that wasn't the consensus, man.
Cook this dude, man.
Plus, the Thunder challenged Golden State much more than any other team in the NBA in the regular season. I mean, you can look
Yeah,
at the outcome.
I made P5 way to
I
play.
remember them vividly. Oklahoma City was the one team in the regular season that
Bro,
almost
bro,
beat
are you
Golden
back because I
State
cook you, bro?
every time they
Oh,
played.
Monkey, can you please pull up?
I didn't just
Please
fucking
pull
go
up.
up.
Please
I
pull
still
up the
think
odds that I
I
put
cook
up,
you,
man.
bro. It's all good, man.
Hey, but no, bro. Look, so it's crazy to tell me that the Spurs team
OKC was the bigger
Spurs team. That same Spurs
No,
team.
San Antonio was the bigger threat because San Antonio
People
had
were picking Spurs.
Hold
to
on,
take the Thunder,
San Antonio had better offense and better better team
Team that held
defense.
the Warriors to 92-8 and 79 points in the same season that they went 79.
Facts. Cook P5.
That same team.
Bro, San Antonio had a team defense and team offense and team offense. They matched up well with the Warriors, bro. Stop it, bro.
Defensively, they were way better than the Thunder, man. It wasn't
Exactly.
even close.
Facts, bro.
That's
Facts.
That's one of the
Look at
reasons.
regular
That's
season stats and take them at face value.
Bro, Brandon, you're just wrong, man. It is what it is.
You're wrong. I remember
You're just looking at the roster. Your entire argument is based off the roster.
The Warriors even the Warriors even said themselves they always viewed OKC as the biggest threat, not the Spurs.
That's not the point.
Right.
The point is that nobody. No,
Damn.
first of all, Brandon, that's a different argument. Me saying who matches up better with the Warriors is
Exactly.
way different than who had the them winning the series. The Spurs
were
or the
running
Thunder.
their offense through LaMarcus Aldridge,
And they were all-time great defense,
How did
Brandon.
they win 67 games then, Brandon?
Exactly.
Their defense was elite, man.
Greg Popovich coached them hard, and
Brandon,
they
you
played
can
really
cook,
hard,
bro.
and they were.
You can't win 67
You're not
games
giving
with
me
a
no.
bad
You're not
offense.
giving me no facts. You're trying to change.
You can't. They hold on. They had a great offense and great ball movement.
They were
Stop
30.
it,
They
bro.
were 39-2 at home. They won 67 games.
Brandon, you can't win
Come on.
67 games of only defense. That's not
With
how
no
that game
offense.
works. You have
Facts.
to be a great offense and a great
Facts.
defense.
To help your defense.
People were saying
Because
Kawhi
if
Leonard
you
was
playing
a
defense
superstar
and you're
that
not
season.
scoring,
This
it's gonna
is
hurt
changing
your
his
Brandon,
defense,
when was
bro.
the last team to win 60 plus games on defense alone, bro? Please.
Facts.
Yeah, that's a fucking regular season stat. The
No,
Toronto
it's
Raptors.
not.
What are we doing in the regular season? What are we talking about?
I'm gonna cook
That's
you.
what we've
The
been
Toronto
talking about,
Raptors went
Brandon.
over
You a
60
dumb
games
nigga,
in the
bro.
regular season with DeRozan.
He's
and
burnt,
Lowry.
Barbie.
No, they didn't. No, they didn't.
Brandon, cook.
Nobody
They did not win
You're
no
lying,
60.
man.
When they did not win no 60 games.
Never won 60
You're
games.
lying. You're lying again. Much less
That's a
67.
lie.
They didn't win no
To be
67.
fair, the Raptors had 9 great regular seasons.
They did win.
Name me
59,
the season they won 60 games.
No, it's not 60 though. P5. So nice try.
Hold on.
No,
First of all, you trying to compare.
No, come on. Ain't 60 crying.
No, and
He's
first
trying
of
to
all,
lie.
you trying to
Niggas trying
compare.
to lie.
You trying to compare the
What's
Raptors
wrong?
winning 58 games in the weakest cards to the Spurs winning
Well, they won
67,
58
and they weren't even the
67
first
games.
seed.
That's a 9
The
game
Raptors
increase.
were always a really good regular season team. Nobody looked at them as contenders. Oh, the other thing
Not
is Denver.
The
67
Spurs,
won
wins
people,
60
you
games
telling me
multiple years.
people look the Spurs as a contender, Brandon? You're wrong, man. You're making up lies. You're wrong.
Exactly. This
Multiple
nigga be
years,
lying,
nobody
man.
looked at them.
So
They
you
were
saying
literally the
Greg
favorite.
Pop,
Okay,
all
Brandon,
that
Brandon,
and
Brandon,
Kawhi now was
It's
not
just
Brandon,
wrong.
contender,
Brandon,
Stop it, man.
Brandon. I literally
You
put it
sound
in the chat.
ridiculous.
I literally put in the chat everyone's picks. Out of like 10, 12 people, only 3 people had the Spurs, had the Thunder winning. And on top
Dude,
of that, the Thunder were plus 250.
ESPN. Anyways,
No, that's not
look,
two
there were
dumbasses
years
at
that
ESPN,
Atlanta
nigga. What the
Hawks,
fuck are you
Denver
talking
Nuggets
about,
won
man?
60 games. Nobody looked at them as winning, as being contenders.
People looked at the Spurs as title
67 is
contenders.
different
Brandon,
than
you're lying,
60,
man.
That's 67 games,
Denver,
bro.
when they had George Karl, they were winning 60 games multiple years. Nobody looked at them as contenders.
When? What year? Nuggets at 60 games? I've heard of it.
And 60 games is not the threshold. 67, you're almost winning 70 games. What are you
Damn near
talking
70,
about?
bro. It's
That's
not
way
bad.
different.
The West
They had
was
the
all-
best defense in the
West was
league
very
by
top
far.
heavy then too. The bottom of the West was garbage, and that's the main reason why the Spurs won so many
They
games.
lit-
There wasn't depth in the West then either.
That's not the point. That applies to the Thunder and the Clippers and the Warriors as well.
Yeah, but the Thunder had injuries. The Thunder
They didn't
just
have
play
injuries
as
like
hard in
that.
the
That's a
regular
lie.
season.
Let's move on. Let's move
That's
on.
a
Yeah, let's
lie.
move on. Brandon.
Yeah.
Lying.
It's not wrong. The
Niggas
Thunder
gonna
didn't
keep
care
lying.
about
You're not
winning
lying,
60
but let's move on.
No,
Other
he
than
He is
the-
lying.
I ain't gonna lie. I
I
ain't gonna lie.
literally put the facts in the
I cooked
chat,
the
man.
fuck out. Hey, Tyree, I cooked the fuck out of P5.
Yeah, you cooked the fuck out of people.
Wait, hold on. Mook,
You
Mook,
sent
can
that
I
nigga
ask you a
to bed.
question, though?
On the Stockton thing?
I sent that nigga away, bro.
You sent that nigga bed, bro. That's sad.
Wait,
You
hold
cut
on.
that nigga in, man.
Nah, I think he got school because tomorrow's Friday. But
Yeah, Mookie put his ass to bed,
ahead, nigga.
Yo, Mookie, can I ask you a question?
Yeah.
Yo, who's a better offensive player between Kawhi and Kevin Durant?
Why you gonna ask Mookie that? You know what you gonna say.
Kawhi.
in the playoffs.
I think Kawhi's much better in the playoffs than KD. Better in the playoffs than KD.
So,
KD efficiency in the scoring drops, and he's giving you more turnovers as well.
Okay, so let me ask you a question: if Kawhi's better than KD in the playoffs, why he never averaged 30 points per game in the finals?
I'm talking about one series, bro. Like, please.
No, I'm talking about for Kawhi's career in the finals.
All right.
He never averaged. He doesn't have 30 points per game for his career in the finals.
And two of those songs
easy work, nigga. That's easy. That's easy, nigga.
Hold on, Ken. That's not easy work because two of those finals that KD went to, right? He's playing with elite level spacing. So if you're playing with elite level spacing and they're not gonna like double you as much and you feeding off of Steph gravity and shit like that.
Hold on, but where did KD play for most of his career? Where did KD play for most? OKC. Where
did KD peak as a scorer in the finals? Was it the
Warriors? No. Where did he play? Well, if you want to say peak, he peaked in OKC because he averaged 30 points per game.
No, I say as a score. I asked you as a scorer in the finals. Where did KD peak as a scorer in the finals?
With Golden State.
I got a question for Ken.
Okay, then.
Well, Golden State.
That's my point.
Ken, I got
my point. Why playing with Golden State?
But hold on. Even if hold on, Mookie. Mookie. Even without Golden State, even without Golden State, still averaged 30 in the finals. Even without Golden State, still averaged 30 in the finals.
That's one series.
Why not look at the whole playoff run?
But Kawhi never averaged 30 though. That's my point. Kawhi never averaged 30.
Kawhi averaged 34. Kawhi averaged 34.
No, he didn't. In the finals, I'm talking about like for career. I'm talking about for career, so it don't matter. Anyway. What happened, Tariq?
Okay, what would you prefer? You prefer a on-ball defender or a help defender?
I prefer
a
help defender because an on-ball defender is going to make mistakes, but you want that help defender to clean up those mistakes. So I prefer help defender.
So if you have to compare off defender and an on-ball defender and rank them who had the better defense, you would choose the off defender?
Yeah, because the person on the ball is gonna make mistakes on the perimeter.
I don't know
that back line can't make a mistake. That's why.
But can't the help come in too late or too early? Can't the help defender make mistakes too?
That's what I'm saying. That back line can't make mistakes.
Yeah. Brandon, who you taking, KD or Kawhi? Who you got?
In the postseason.
Yeah, I mean, Kawhi was always much more efficient than Durant when you include overall efficiency and turnovers. I mean, the other thing is Kawhi didn't have. Westbrook was flawed, but Kawhi didn't have a teammate as good as Westbrook. Durant had Harden and Westbrook. Kawhi never had a team that.
They were babies, Brandon. What do you like? Why are you?
LeBron was a baby too.
Durant always had better. Durant had better spacing around him.
Hey, chat.
Kawhi and Durant is that.
Hey, chat. Make sure y'all smash the like button. Hey, chat. Hold on. Hey, chat. We got a fire football show tomorrow, bro, at 9.
Mookie, why you cook that nigga, bro?
Huh?
Why you cook that nigga? Nigga went to bed, bro.
I don't know, man.
All right,
we got a fire football show tomorrow, though.
He said soccer. Nigga, what the fuck?
Nah, I'm saying y'all had to Stockton LeBron. Is that what y'all talking about?
No, we off there. Yeah, but like I said, bro, give me Brandon, let me ask you something. Start, bench, cut. Prime, you hear me? Y'all hear me?
Yeah, I can hear it.
Prime D Wade. Prime, I would say prime Dirk or prime Moses Malone. Who you got?
Such a random trio. Dirk might have to get cut. He definitely not better than.
Hold on, Brandon, you thinking, Brandon? Is it hard?
I didn't hear what you said. Your mic was cutting out.
I said prime D Wade, prime Moses Malone, or prime Dirk.
Yeah, I'd go prime D Wade, prime Dirk, and I'd cut Moses.
As a player, right, Mook?
Yep, prime.
What? No, so hold on. But Malone was a way better defensive player than Dirk. And yeah, Brandon, you bring up Kawhi's defense when it comes to KD, but you don't bring up Malone's defense when it comes
Bro, we
to
back
Dirk,
on
though.
these niggas again, bro.
Right, because
This nigga is not
there's a
consistent.
big, right.
This
I'll
nigga,
tell you
you're
why.
not consistent, Brandon.
I'll tell you
That's what I
why,
noticed.
because there's a noticeable gap in the playoffs between what Dirk and Moses were. I mean, Moses was elite in the regular season, but Moses was not a shooter. He didn't even really have a mid-range shot.
Damn.
Yeah, 2011 too.
What
so,
up, Jabbar?
There's that.
KJ, why?
I mean,
KJ,
Moses scored